Yo, what it do? Hey, we know you should saw that fresh new intro. Wasn't that shit sick? Well, we couldn't agree more, guys.
Right, we just collaborated with our boy Omar at Sun City Vibes to help create an intro that would take our podcast to the next level. Do you need help with your video editing and content creation to help elevate your business to the next level? Well, Sun City Vibes has you covered without a doubt.
Yeah, that's right, guys. Whether it's a logo reveal, a music video, drone footage, or even t-shirt printing, guys, hit up Sun City Vibes for quality work and affordable price. Shit, Omar even made us a sick-ass hat. Look at this.
It's a fresh-ass hat.
Fresh.
Shit's fresh.
Fresh.
So yeah, guys, go help support those that support us and hit up our boy Omar and tell him Chris and Misa sent you from the podcast and help support a local El Paso business today. Let's go. Yeah.
3, 2, 1. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Conversing with Chris and Misa, the podcast. Today, as always, guys, co-host of the podcast, Mr. Misa fucking L.
Yes, sir. What it do?
In the producer chair, our boy Joe Memes with the fake chain is back.
Hey, what is up, everybody? Hater.
Give him a triple horn.
Yeah.
Hey.
Right away. Calling me a hater with the fake chain on. Look at this guy. Our boy Blue. Our bar back, our fucking ice man.
Hey, he left us for a while.
Yeah, dude. I'm so
glad you're back. I missed you.
We sent him out on a training course over in San Antonio, and he came back, and look at this place, man. This whole place looking great.
It's beautiful, man.
Appreciate it,
Blue. I
Blue.
love
The
it.
beers are cold like they used to be.
Even if like we weren't family and shit, I'd still love
Dude,
you.
I think I think him leaving affected him so much he stopped drinking and shit.
He
You were
did,
here.
and then you get back, and he's back on his shit.
He's
dude.
back on his alcoholic
Started
ways.
drinking blue beers again.
So you're the hype man.
He is.
Okay, guys. So that voice in the guest chair today is a special guest, friend of the podcast, Mr. Andrea Amaro. Mrs. Andrea Amaro. Sorry about that.
Well, in your defense, my dick is better than all of yours.
Damn. It's been a while since we've had a lady on the pod.
Oh,
So
my
that's my
God.
excuse. But yes, Miss Andrea Amaro's here. She's a professional MMA fighter, born and raised here in El Paso, Texas.
Hello.
Say what's up to the podcast, Andrea.
Welcome. Chris, dude, I'm upset right now, bro.
Honestly,
I'm
yeah.
so sorry.
asking-
I didn't even
started
notice I
it.
said
You're asking
that.
to get your ass kicked, huh?
I didn't even notice that I said that, and then you guys were
You
like,
assumed
whoa.
my
Yeah,
gender.
right.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
that was bad. That was very disrespectful.
God
of me.
bless.
I apologize sincerely.
kick his ass.
From the
Yeah.
bottom of my heart. Sorry.
From the bottom of your neck.
I don't accept.
From the bottom of his neck, non-existing neck.
Non-existing neck.
So we got Miss Andrea Amato in here with us, guys. Thank you for being here, Miss Amato. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you for
Taking
having
time out of your day to be on the pod. This is your first podcast experience, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, let's go.
It started off pretty good. We had
Popping off the cherries.
we had a pre-pod burping competition where she was destroying Misa.
Yeah, dude.
actually.
Wow, that was a
It
first.
was pretty crazy. So
I was like so close to just shitting my pants and being like, beat that.
I almost threw up. It felt like something was coming out.
just fucking raising the stakes super high already.
Those were aggressive. You should have seen her face. She's like, "Ah!" It's like, damn.
So we're gonna get into your story, Andrea. We're gonna talk to you about growing up in El Paso. You did a little bit of cross country when you were younger, so we'll get into that. You also work. You work out of and you work for some gyms that we'll talk about. We'll let you promote that, and then we got some trending local topics that we'll touch at the end, guys. Before we start this podcast, episode 121, Conversing with Chris and Misa, the podcast, we have a very special tradition here on the pod. It's called the cracking of the celebratory beer, and it sounds like like that. Cheers, guys! Cheers to everybody! Everybody, cheers right here. Put it here.
Cheers.
It feels like we haven't done a pod in a long time.
We haven't, dude. It's been about 2 weeks.
We took a little break for Easter and for 420.
Hey, just like Jesus, we came back, right?
and yeah, just like Jesus, we're back.
Yeah,
we resurrected, so we're here, guys.
I mean, we upgraded the studio a little bit as well while we were gone. So tables moved a little bit. It's a little bit cleaner now. Thank you, Blue.
Thank you, Blue.
Got a badass TV set up now too.
Thank
I'm on
you,
the
Blue.
corner.
You resurrected this room.
That's what we were doing for Easter. So, Miss Amato, for the podcast audience who may not know who you are, go ahead and tell the little bit of podcast audience about yourself. Go ahead and just like briefly introduce yourself, if you will.
My name is Andrea Amaro. I am 27 years old. I am born, raised, and bred from El Paso. I'm a local MMA fighter out of several gyms, Zen Martial Arts, City Wolves, Elite Kickboxing, and 10th Planet El Paso. What's up?
What's good?
I was waiting for that one so bad.
He's already gonna just start like faking these burps.
Yeah,
just
enough.
try to show her up. He's already gonna try that.
That's how you get your ass kicked out here, dude.
God.
Well,
Yeah.
whatever, dude. I'm not gonna loosen this burping shit. Right?
Yeah, of course.
I'm about to start farting now.
Hey, open the window, Blue.
I'll let Chris take care of you with that.
We have bad ventilation in here, so
Yeah.
if we can keep the farting to a minimum, that'd be great.
Chris, you've been farting all day, every day, man.
No, dude, not yet. I haven't let one go today. If you can imagine.
Mine,
But
I
anyways,
feel like are potent and like very dingy. So,
Great.
it's the
those
worst.
they're gonna smell real good in here.
Nah, he doesn't need, so
I'll be
it's fine.
okay.
Yeah,
But
it smells like
anyways,
flowers.
so let's talk about how you got into MMA. How long have you been doing this for?
Yeah, who pissed you off?
who broke your heart?
My ex-boyfriend.
Rest in peace to that
Screw
guy.
that guy. Screw that guy.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Fuck that.
But don't hey, subscribe though, dude.
Okay, so what really was it really like? It wasn't a boyfriend that got you into this.
It actually really was.
What?
I really meant it.
Okay, so what? Okay, so how did this happen? Like, you were dating this someone for a while, or like, how did this go?
So first of all, I started martial arts in general when I was 10. I
Okay.
stepped away when I was about 15, and I got back into it because I was a homeless teen, and I was dating this man who was much older than me. I was like 16, and at the time he was 21.
Jesus, that's illegal.
I think we all know that.
Hey
Joe.
man, whatever to keep a roof over my
Right,
head.
right, right,
That's
right.
what he
True.
did.
Don't be judging, bro.
And not judging her, judging that guy.
Judging the situation here.
Yeah.
So needless to say, I was with him from I was 16 all the way to 20, almost 21. And basically, I was in an abusive relationship. Like I was isolated from friends. I couldn't talk to people. I was very limited. Like a lot of those things that happen, like I still carry with now. It's very hard for me to like go out and get myself to go out and do stuff or talk to people because I was so isolated for so long. Like it was just by myself. Like I was not allowed to talk to anyone. It got very bad as I got older because, I'm on a cross country team. You're in college, you're blossoming, you're getting older, you're becoming your own person. And very much he didn't like that. So more problems. So it was like more like hitting, like creating shows in public, like spitting in your face,
Damn.
hardcore stuff. Like, so the last straw was kind of like, I was at his house and he was looking through my phone, looking for a text message, accused me of like deleting it, whatever. And so I told him, I don't know, like whatever. And then he basically he got me. He slammed me against the tile that on his place, and he dragged me out. And this, mind you, it's like a duplex.
Right.
So there's a lot of duplexes around and there's people outside. So he's dragging me on concrete, and I'm like, I have a strapless shirt on. So he's dragging me and people are just watching, and police were called and everything, but they saw me and they saw him, and they said, basically it was going to be like me going to jail because at the end of the day, it's like his place, I guess. I don't know exactly what he said, but after that, it was just kind of like I reached out to a coach. I started at Bushido MMA, and he was my coach since I was 10. He was like a dad to me. And so he said, hey, well, I know that's going on, but what I can offer you is you can come in from the time we opened to the time we closed. So that's what I did. I spent all my time. If I wasn't running, right after practice, I would go and I would train from 5:30 to 10 o'clock at night, every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Wow.
And you said this was at what age? 16?
16.
Okay.
And then,
All the way up to like 20.
so, but I didn't get into MMA till like I was like 19 at the end of my college running career.
Okay, so you were in cross country, right? And that started, I'm assuming that started in high school?
In middle school.
In middle school?
I was
Okay.
a fat kid, so.
You were fat?
I
Okay.
was.
So
but I weigh right
I'm
now.
still fat.
You've been fat.
Nah, Chris was the opposite.
Hey, this guy used to be a boxer.
I didn't used to be a boxer.
Wait a minute. Wait right there. It's the big boys that you gotta watch out for.
No, wait. Hey,
This one.
not that one. He'll probably be like, don't hit me. Do you want a beer? Do you want a CBD blunt? Do you want to chill?
You know what Chris likes about meeting you today is that Chris is not like somebody that's gonna start a fight, let alone be violent.
Yo, we got his wife fighting his fights for him over here.
No.
So is that what you need me for?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Chris,
Not
you
gonna
should
be
start
calling
doing that.
you.
Chris, you should start MMA, dog.
Why would I start doing MMA?
Why not?
Maybe we just need to beat his ass until
we
he's
need
like,
to beat the fuck out of him so he knows what the hell's up.
Until I want to do MMA? Is that like?
Or go back.
How does that work?
Or go back to your boxing days.
Okay, no.
Because he took an oath, he'll never box again.
No,
you know.
it's okay. It's
What?
all right.
Why not?
No, I never boxed.
You guys are
No,
lying.
he did.
No, he's lying.
This is the thing. He started shadow boxing and he got his ass kicked and he never did it again.
Can I see your shadow box?
He lost doing
Yeah,
the
we'll
shadow
see it
boxing.
after. We'll record it after. We'll post a story with this
We'll
after.
bring it up later. We'll put it on the podcast. But
I gotta see this.
Yeah, I mean, like, let's just say I was like hitting pads, and the pads were hitting me.
He was hitting air and he got knocked out by the wind.
So
He
after-
felt sad for the pads.
So after that, I was like, you know what? We're just not gonna do this anymore.
Yeah. He's
But,
like, I don't want to
yeah,
be this
so-
violent guy.
Okay, so when you started doing cross country in middle school, what was it about cross country that drew you to it? I know you said you were.
a runner, she a track star. She can run away when it gets
You said you were like chubby. Were you just trying to like lose some weight, or what was that all about?
You know what? Just I know, like when I was little, I just liked running, and even though I was fat, a
You were
bitch,
good,
a
you
bitch
just
can
did-
move.
So I can run.
You see, Chris, it's still possible, Chris. It's still possible to run.
And so I just started running. And so I just chose. I think I just chose cross country, and it was just something I loved. That's what I used as my therapy. So that's how I started running. Really, I wasn't really good.
And then you became really good.
Yeah, I was decent in like high school. Like didn't really know how to run.
What do you mean you don't know how to run?
Look, man.
Yeah.
When people say, "Hey, you're a
levels-
runner," you just
right.
move your feet and your arms. No, there's
No, but you have to
lot
keep a pace and stuff.
Exactly.
Do you ever get a runner's high? I mean, I'm sure you do if you run constantly and that long of a distance.
Yeah, when you're going like for like 10 plus miles.
You're just like, having some good shit.
I mean, eventually you just hit this like wall, right?
Like a peak, right?
Yes, like a peak, and then you get like the second wind. So it's like you feel tired, you're not so sure, and then all of a sudden you catch the second wind,
And you just start hauling ass.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, I feel so good, and you're just like.
And then you wake up and you're passed out. On
What's the longest distance you ran?
A marathon. I just finished doing that last year. In fact, my specialty is half marathons, so I decided to do a full marathon.
How long was it? How many miles?
That was
27?
26.2.
Dude, it's like from here to the east side.
It's fun, man.
Where? Like here in El Paso? Or was that?
Yeah, it was actually last year during the Michelob Ultra Run, and it was snowing that day, really bad, and they didn't cancel it. And
Last year, that was around what, like Valentine's Day, no? Like February?
Yeah, February. So the end of February, and it was cold as shit. They didn't cancel it. It was like snowstorm, and icicles were like on my little eyebrows.
Damn. Well, how fast were you running?
I know, right?
Everybody did. It was that cold. Like it was
Yeah.
like in the snow and slush, and it was disgusting.
Did it make that harder? Running in the snow then and like...
Yes, because my condition too, like it's not cool. Like me and the cold do not mix. Me and the heat or cold don't mix. But
What do you do in El Paso?
I like the heat. It's not my I like the heat, but not the cold. The cold hurts. It just hurts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't do shit in the cold, bro. Like
I
if
still
it's
be
super
grilling.
hot,
I still be grilling out there.
I mean, like I work construction, so in the heat, you can still work. You'll be sweating balls or whatever.
Get
But
naked.
and yeah, in the cold, bro,
He was working in a Speedo. and a Speedo and a bandana, that's it.
bandana.
Did they ask you to do that?
No, they didn't, but they enjoyed it.
He got a bonus at work every check, you know what I'm saying?
A bonus.
God bless. Are you guys done? Or what?
Yeah, sorry. I was just intrigued here.
Fucking Joe just took over the podcast.
Chris is all mad. Joe and Misa, right?
Every 2 seconds, Joe was like,
Hey, he's like this. He's like,
Chris is all mad like if he didn't fuck up at the very beginning of the fucking
No,
pod.
I know. I was just letting you guys go. But Joe was like, is it harder running in the cold? It is hard. It's harder in
sorry,
the
I was
cold,
intrigued
right?
about running.
Yeah,
I don't know many
Chris
marathons.
is just getting tired already, winded by talking about running and
She's
shit.
she's like, I had icicles on my eyebrows, but was it hard? Yeah, dude, it was.
it's a
He's already sore. He's like, damn, I ran so much yesterday.
That's just crazy.
From
So
here to the fridge.
Right?
from here to Circle K to buy some. So like Misa said, eventually like you turned out to be a very good runner, right? And then so that turned like when you went to college, like was there like somebody that helped you like reach that level, or was it something that you were doing by yourself?
No, somebody helped me out. My coach. So it was like kind of like a survival thing. Like, again, boyfriend, not having support from my parents. So I'm like on my own.
Right.
So the words he told me, because I had my car, and at one point I had all my shit inside my car, and my teammates went to go tell my coach. And so he pulls me aside. He tells me, you better have straight A's and you better run fast. And then I looked at him. Okay.
Just like that.
Yes. And so he gave me an apartment, and he paid for everything. He gave me a stipend for food, made sure like I had a roof over my head. And well,
Wow.
I mean, the apartment was across the campus. So I mean,
Yeah.
I had no excuse. I better show up.
Yeah, that's like a guardian angel right there, man.
Yeah, I mean that really helped you like change your life, because obviously like the way you were living with the circumstances that you were in, obviously for anybody that's not ideal, but for you to be able to like pull yourself out of it and to have support and people that like, because if you don't have that support, like you said, I'm not too sure like what your family like what your relationship with your family's like, but you said that you really didn't, you were like on your own. So being able to find people that like that are in your family that are still going to be there to support you, give you a stipend for food, put a roof over your head, like I'm sure that was huge. And
I don't even know if I would do that for my kids, bro.
Well, why wouldn't you? Yeah, why wouldn't you do that for your goddamn kids?
Just kidding.
But yeah, so like how did that all make you feel? Like, did that really make you like determined to like be the best like version of yourself?
To be honest with you, I have no clue. I just said, man, I just better do good. That's all I knew. Like, I really didn't have any expectations for myself because I didn't think about that. But yeah, when I was training, I was not even the first runner. I think on the team, like you're ranked based on your times. I think I was like the second or third fastest on the team at the time. Wow. And so that became like a thing. I ran one race and I came in second. I became the second runner. He came up to me. He told me, I saw that. He's like, you gave up. That you better not ever do that again. And then I was like, oh, okay. So then after that race, well, I had no choice. So I'm like, I was number one runner on our team. And then I started placing at all of these big races. And we show up to conference. And as a freshman, I win the whole thing. Wow. Me and my teammate, we would run together and we stood together. And then like at the end, it's like, you or me. So it's and
you turn against your teammate.
I mean,
in the sense of like,
yeah,
racing,
you you want to win. Like it's like just very competitive. Yeah. And so, yeah, I took conference. We went to nationals for a 5K. And I placed at nationals that year, my first year. I was 13th or 14th in the top 15 place. Or no, I was 12. And then my teammate was like 14. She had barely made it. So it was just the two of us. We go to nationals for half marathon. So we actually go compete for a half marathon. I have never ran a half marathon in my whole life at this point. Like, what the hell? Yeah, so I go and I'm running against. So when we go, me and my team are like, what are we supposed to do? How do we pace ourselves on this? Like, do we just.
You guys didn't even train for that or anything?
Like, I mean, we did our long runs, but right. I mean, like, how are you supposed to race or. Because, you know, racing 5Ks, when you practice and when you go on there, it's totally different. So it's the same thing. So when we did that, me and my teammate just started and we're just like looking at everyone and we took off and then we looked back and oh shit,
Going too fast.
Yeah, we're going too fast. And we're like, okay, we'll just kind of like go with the tide. And so like you'll see we're like in a group, and then you'll just see pulling away, and so like you go, and then eventually it's just me and the national champion from the 5K. And so I'm just like, oh man, I'm actually next to her. So we're doing the turnaround, and I'm like, 6 miles. I'm like, I don't know if I can go over this pace for 6 more miles. And so I was just like, okay. I see mile 11, and I'm thinking, I got 1 more mile. I'm gonna pull away from this bitch right now, like while I still can.
Like, peace, I'm out.
I did.
Yeah.
And then I got to mile 12, and I stopped. And I looked around and I was like, where's the finish line?
No way.
I said, where's the finish line? And then I realized, oh shit, I still got 1 more mile left. And so I took off, and I looked back. I'm like, man, I don't even want to look back because I wasted so much time. Like legit, I think I wasted like maybe like a good minute or 2.
Just standing there looking for the finish line.
She's like, where is it?
Yeah, I did. I really. And so I ran, and I still finished like a whole minute ahead of her. And so like I won my first, my team wins. And then the second year I come back, and I take 4th at nationals, and I take a national championship again, and my team wins again. So it was super cool. And I mean, I did get super good just because of my coach. But I mean, it was also like just because, you know, again, survival mode. He's
You
like,
push yourself.
yeah, you I mean, it's like I'm getting stipends, I'm getting extra whatever on the side, because the way you colleges distribute money is based off of your performance and academics. So they have a list. They're like, all right, they have the best times, but not the best grades. So it kind of like balances it out with the other runners. So if you have the best grades and the best times, then
You're banking it.
Yeah, you're banking it, and you get full whatever you need, and then it trickles down until he runs out of money. So if you're still number 6 or 7 and he has no money left, something's not getting paid for.
Right.
Yeah.
Something's not. Like shoes or whatever. Like he was even paying for our running shoes every 3 months.
Damn. What was this guy's name again?
His name's Felix Hinojosa and Miguel Bonilla at Apostle Community College.
Hey, shout out to them.
Shout to those guys, real ones.
Yeah, those are some real ones, man. Respect to them. Hardcore respect.
And so you guys are running up for EPCC out of like the Valle Verde campus?
Yes.
Okay. And so like, is the competition like when you go compete, are you competing for like against other junior college kids, or is it like D1 athletes that you're competing against also?
So during the season, it's mostly like it's like mostly like other junior colleges, but we do have like 2 big races where you do compete with
Like D1s.
D1, D2s. And so, I mean, like I think one of the biggest ones we went to was like a Oklahoma Open.
Right.
That one was huge. Like I don't even know like how many people. I think there was like over 600 people there. And I think I placed like 6 on that one. Then that one was hard. Like legit, both years I placed 6. Didn't go up.
So mostly it's like distance for you. So like, have you timed your 40?
What's a like 40 meters?
40 dash.
40-yard dash.
I can't sprint for my life, dude.
No?
She'll beat you on the long run.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the long run. I just wanted to see
So,
like,
like,
if she's timed
If
her
we're on
40
a chase, the
It's not a
chances of
sprint, it's a marathon. Right?
yeah. So if I'm running from the cops, you know, they have like the first 100 meters to catch
Get
me.
you.
And then
Before
after
then
that,
you're
yeah.
just
After that,
fucking-
then yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Did you ever like aspire to go like D1?
Yeah, actually, I got a full ride to New Mexico State University.
Oh, nice.
And but it just didn't work out. I just decided like at that time my dad was getting really sick. Some things over there were kind of not right for me, at least. The coach that had originally signed me, he split,
Right.
and so I had a new coach that I did not sign. And for me, one of the biggest things is I need to have a good relationship with my coach and team. And if I don't have either, then for me it's just kind of like
Right. It wasn't as attractive as it was because of the other coach leaving.
Yes.
Which happens in like college recruiting all the time, because like coaches are very transient, you know, they get a better job offers and they take off. But so like after like once that happens and you realize it doesn't work out at NMSU, is that when like the MMA starts becoming more of like a goal or like a something that you're doing more often now?
I mean, I stopped. So I was already training for like a year. And so I just left because since I was going to a D1, I was like, all right, well, I got to go over there and I'm leaving. But then it didn't work out. So I came back and I started training again, but it still wasn't a thing. Like all I was doing was just training. It didn't dawn on me to fight. Like it never did. The only reason I would go in a lot and they would use me like for like two of these female fighters that were at the time were there. They needed wrestling. And I had a wrestling background, so I had really good wrestling. So they would bring me in to help them out. And I guess since I was always there, like my stuff was getting better, and I looked more fight ready than they did, and they're the ones fighting. So that's when I got asked, and it was put in my head, hey, maybe you should think about fighting. Yeah, you're all right. Like maybe you should try it.
But they're like, hey, first let's try it in the streets. And speaking of, has there ever been like a street fight to where like you used and you're like, oh, you know what? Guess what? You messed with the wrong bitch right now.
You know what? No. One, I never really go out. And two, I'm really to myself and I try to de-escalate things. I refuse to get into fights over nothing. I almost got into one. But I think the girl calmed down because I was so calm and respectful.
That she was like, whoa, what's going on here?
That's scary right there. When,
she saved her ass.
Yeah. You see her like shadow boxing already?
She's like, let's go then.
Well,
I'm just telling you, we should take this slow, girl. She's off.
Look, there's no need to fight, girls. All right.
Yeah, it was over this guy who like just was like using her house, and he didn't tell me it was her house.
Oh.
And so like I've been to this girl's house 3 times. So when she saw me, and she's like, who the hell? Like, you need to leave. And then I said, okay, cool. So I saw her when we were out again, and her friend comes up to me and she's telling me, why would you be at her house? That's so disrespectful, blah, blah, blah. And I said, look, I didn't know it was her home. Like, this guy never told me. I thought it was his place. I've been to her place 3 times. Mm-hmm. I'm like, but my apologies. I'm like, had I known it was her place, I would have never gone. And so like she came, I apologized to her, and I told her like, hey, like I didn't know this guy. I've been to your place like 3 times. I've seen you, but I think you were drunk. I'm like, and this past time, I guess like you weren't, obviously. Right. And so I think it was just so de-escalated. She just looked at me. She's like,
but the whole time she's like putting on her gloves. She's like, but if you want to, go at it, yeah, I'm down with that too.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I don't know, I'll find the use of it. It's usually guys that I get into it with.
You should fight Chris.
What do you mean, like, what do you mean you get into it with like guys? Like
all my life, like it's just like weird, like guys, like not even high school, when I was going through school and whatever, it's guys like fucking with me, like trying to test me. Right, okay. What do you know? Blah blah blah. Like I remember one time I took this guy down and put him on the floor, like tile,
right?
And then
and then he still talk shit. He was like,
and then I remember this guy. He was like sitting in back of me, and then he would just do this, and I said, "Bro, don't do that." Like, you scared me. I almost slapped you. And then I guess he would do it every day. And one day he caught me on the wrong day, and I just turned around and I was like, oh, and I just bitch slapped him. And then he just looked at me, and the teacher looked. And I said, I told him not to do it. And then she just turned back around. She's like, all right.
She's like, yeah, you're not wrong.
You shouldn't have done it.
Yeah,
and then this other time, this guy, he like grabbed my ass, and I said, don't grab my ass. And I remember him just because we became really good friends after that.
Naturally.
Guys, there's still a chance, all right?
There's still a chance.
Okay, so how does he go from grabbing your ass to be like unwanted to being like your best friend and shit?
Because, so
she liked it, that's why she's like,
nah, fuck. This is fucking.
I don't think she would like them.
Yeah.
Some
fucking big ass.
Chris likes it.
Some big ugly ass fat guy grabbing my fucking
Damn,
ass.
Chris.
Right. See, why would she like that?
Grabbing my ass when I'm coming out from my seat to turn in my work, and I said, yo, don't grab my ass. And then he's like, I swear if you do it again, I'm gonna punch you. my teacher was right there, and he was not only my teacher, he was also my running coach.
Oh,
so like imagine
shit.
you're just right there, and then so I was like,
he's
all right.
like, do it.
So he did it again, and straight up, I turned around and decked him in the face, and then he just looked at me, and he was like in shock, and then I just turned around and I sat down. No one told me anything. I just like sat down and like did.
You want to
my
be
work.
best friends now?
Well, like after the next day, he comes to me. He's like, "Yo, man, I felt like you almost broke my jaw. Like I couldn't eat like for 2 days." And then afterwards, like we were cool as shit. Like it was all like homies. All right, cool.
You guys got past that.
Yeah, we got past it. I mean, I don't hold anything.
He's like, "Hey, you
against
grab
it.
my ass, dude. I'm gonna hurt you, and you're not gonna be able to eat." It's a fat guy.
Hey, we settle it. Like
Yeah.
I punched you. It's all good now. You learned your lesson.
That was crazy. That's fucking wild too. So the first time you ever like actually fought like for your first like real fight in MMA, like how scared or like nervous were you?
Super scared because I had no idea what to expect. You spar, but I've never been in like a fight.
Right. It's not the same thing.
Yeah,
you know what I
it's
mean?
not.
That other person's trying to fucking rip your head off. You know what I mean?
And so like I remember like I went in and I was like not so sure about my striking. I fucking sucked at striking, first of all. So all I remember is that I just kind of made my way and I armbarred that bitch.
I couldn't. I couldn't fucking hit them, so I fucking broke their elbow. I just broke their shoulders. Just destroyed them.
I was terrible at striking. And like I look at it and then I was like, man, and I already had a fight. Look at some of these videos. I'm like, fuck. Like who let me fight?
Who put me in this goddamn ring?
But I mean, thank God you had your wrestling background, right?
Yeah, my wrestling, and then like for some reason jiu-jitsu like super clicked for me. Like jiu-jitsu and wrestling are not the same thing. Like you have to know both and mesh.
Chris tried wrestling for a while, but they kicked him out because he used to grab on a little bit longer than he should have.
Oh, it wasn't sumo wrestling.
Yeah.
It wasn't sumo wrestling. I should try that though. I really should.
It
try
was
that.
mud wrestling at a bar.
Yeah,
It was, yeah.
I think sumo wrestling might be an option though. I've never done that.
Hey,
though.
actually, I've been watching a lot of like sumo stuff lately. And those guys are fucking athletes. Those guys can get fucking down, dude.
Yeah, they are,
Like,
dude. They're
those-
strong as shit.
Fuck yeah.
Respect the sumo guy.
Yeah,
Knock
respect
Chris.
sumo
those
guys.
guys.
I don't think I could do that though. Those
And they don't
guys
have
are-
weight classes in fucking sumo wrestling.
They don't have necks
dude.
either, so.
No, they
Perfect.
do. They have muscle necks, dude. That's
They
what they
don't have
have.
muscle backs. They have rolls.
They do have rolls.
They'd be like, I'm hungry, and just, oh, it's pizza.
And then like what are the things they wear? Like the sheets they
It's a
just
thong.
wear like
Fucking-
it's like a thong. Yeah.
It's a
it's
like
so
a large
sheets right
thong.
there, except white.
It's like it's like the size of those fucking curtains right
You
there.
better be wiping your ass right.
No, I do.
Hell no.
That's one thing that I pride myself.
Can't read.
Nah, you know what he does it? He got traumatized at work recently, and he's never been the same since, you know?
Oh, that's right.
That was some old man tried to violate me in a restroom the other day.
At
He's
work.
like, harder.
At work. It was kind of weird, but it wasn't too bad.
We'll talk about that, you know, off
that's
record.
another episode for another day. But
It just sounds like me too.
It was probably you, huh?
no, I mean it was just like unexpected, like.
Well, I mean, that's like where you're where you're more vulnerable is when you're taking a shit or something,
Right.
and then somebody comes and fucking jumps
Tries
in.
to open the door
Yeah.
while you're pooping. Like,
Hey,
mid-poop.
Chris, let me get your autograph, bro.
And he's like an old man, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And like,
He just stares at him like for 10
what do you
seconds.
like? And then like he actually like tries to like open the door, like pick the lock to open the door. Like, what are you supposed to do? It's a bad situation.
Little man.
Me too. Me too movement over here.
For real.
Okay.
Wow.
So now, like what is your plan? Like, as far as MMA goes, like, where do you see yourself going with this? Like, is this something that you're going to continue to pursue?
Most definitely. For the past 5-6 years, this is all I've done. I've given up everything. In this sport, you have to sacrifice everything. That you have to sacrifice friendships, jobs, everything. It's like, what do you want more?
yeah.
And I mean, unfortunately, it's not like, oh, like you get paid or anything like that. It's like more like you're paying to fight. And then like now, like I'm barely getting paid a little bit like now to like fight now, but still like it's not enough. Like it's not enough. So you really, you don't start making anything until you like reach those.
It's big.
Yeah. So my goal really is to actually get to I really want to fight for Bellator.
That I was gonna ask either Bellator or UFC.
Bellator. And the reason I say this, and I'm like,
pay more?
Yes, no disrespect to the
Really?
UFC. Yes, they
do pay more.
Yeah, if you go look at purses and all that, they pay more. You're able to have sponsors. There's no limitations on that. You're able to wear them on your shorts, rep them in the cage. Right. And in the UFC, you cannot. Like, that's not a thing.
UFCs used to be like the NCAA. Like, it was strictly them and that's it.
That's something that we didn't even talk about with Courtney Casey.
Yeah, so I have
oh, she's so freaking awesome.
Yeah, so I know her.
That lady, she's like our age. Hey, relax.
I used to work at
I'm like, we're 30 out here.
I met Courtney Casey at working at Quicksilver in DC at the outlet mall. And I was like, we became friends. And then she
punched them. She knocked them out.
She was barely,
choked them out, dude.
She was barely starting like in her career at that point. Like she was barely like training here. And then she would go to Lordsburg to fight. And like now, like she fights on like UFC cards. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, she's about to fight.
She's fighting like
Shevchenko.
Soon. Yeah, right.
So she's fighting Antonina Shevchenko. That's Valentina Shevchenko's sister.
Yeah,
and it's super funny because I've trained with both of them.
No way.
So I lived in Arizona for a year.
Right, that's where Casey lives too.
Right, and so that's how I actually officially met her. Her and her man, those are good people. Like when I went there, they were very welcoming, trained with me, like super cool. So shout out to her.
Yeah.
Shout out to her. She was on this podcast too, like a long time ago.
Yeah, she was on the pod.
Right?
She was like the first like professional athlete of any kind that we ever had on the podcast.
No, that's bad.
But it's because, like I said, I worked with her, so like I followed her on IG, and I always like maintained like some sort of relationship with her. And then eventually I asked her, and we got on. It was like during COVID, so we did like a Zoom
and we
call.
recorded like a couple of weeks before like one of her fights.
Yeah, and it was before like one of her last UFC fights. But yeah, like I've never met her husband, but there's like she's super cool, and they seem like the community that they fight with and that they work with are like all very, very supportive.
Yeah, they're super cool people. Like they're super nice, down to earth people. Like they're real people. Like that's what you're gonna get. They're real. That's super cool. Like
right. So goals is you said like
Bellator.
Eventually like a Bellator fight.
Yeah, Bellator.
Sometime in the near future.
So how does that work? How do you get signed into Bellator? Is there somebody that's just like finds you, or do you
is there like scouts?
Is there like a tryout or some shit or?
No. So what happens is like right now I'm signed. So right now I have a multi-fight contract with Combate Global. So that's like a big stage still. Like that's like to get your name out, to get experience. That's a good start. I believe I have 2 more fights with them. I do well. That can open doors for me to either get re-signed with them because they pay well. Right. Like I don't.
Is that a Mexican company, right?
They're the #1 Latino organization in
I was
the world.
reading that they have mobile content for Univision, Televisa, 2DN, CBS Sports Network, Paramount Plus.
Yep. And they pay their fighters super well. They treat us super well. You go to some of these other lower promotions. They're not a lower promotion. They're a big promotion, but I mean like. So I've heard some places or some organizations, big organizations, I'm not going to name any, giving you like $500 for your first pro. And these guys are already off the back. Oh, here you go. If you win this fight, $1,500. You win that one's $2,525. And that's pretty well considering, you're just starting to go pro. You know what I mean? Right. So depending on these two, then doors open. People are already looking based off of views and things. And they're like, okay, you can management. Depends how good your management is. They're like, okay, we can get you an opportunity here in Bellator, or we can get you a fight over here, maybe overseas, in a big some people are going to like one or something. That would be like a cool place to go. And you try out. They're like, okay, we'll give you a chance. We'll give you like a 1-fight contract, and depending on how you do in this. Then that will determine whether we give you a multi-fight contract or maybe sometimes off the back, hey, you go last minute.
Right.
We'll give you a 3-fight contract. We'll pay you this much, and we'll take care of you. And that's your foot in. You're like, last minute.
This is probably like your stepping stone to
a bigger
get up there.
promotion.
Because from what I read, Combate Global is probably like the Hispanic version of UFC. You know,
Yes, exactly.
that's what it is.
So, like, most of your fights, have they been here? Have they been like out of the city, out of the state? Where do you usually fight at?
So, a lot of it, but I barely started with them. So, this is like my first, like, oh, hey, I just got signed. Before that, I fought for XKO. They're based out of Dallas. And that's like a good place where I got my, like,
Your brand out.
like, yeah, kind of like got my name out. Like, you know, people start like noticing you a little bit.
Got your feet wet, like, and started meeting people.
And so, you know, I don't know, like, this girl, we're very good friends now. Her name's like Dirty Dez, right now she's in Bellator, and so that's cool. Like, I fought her. That fight I lost. That was decision. That was a tough fight. It was a brawl. That fight was a brawl, but she's like a 125er for Bellator now. So like that just shows you like she went from there to a lower. She was at Combate, and then now she's at Bellator.
So you can kind of see like the stepping stones that these people are taking, and it kind of like lays like the foundation for like you to build your own path, following in like their footsteps in a way.
Yeah, exactly. So this is the perfect place for me to display my stuff and get to that bigger stage that we're all looking for. So the goal is just not even that far away.
Right.
It's right there.
Right.
So like right now in the situation in the space that you're at, how often do you fight?
So now it depends on them. It depends on them and my management. It depends when they're like, here, we're offering you a fight. Look at it. And then they give it to me. So I think they have, like I said, they have 2 more fights, and I have like 6. I have the rest of this year and maybe a little bit of next year with them, because they give you like, oh, we can give you 4 fights within a year and a half.
Oh, okay.
So it's spread out.
Is that a lot?
No, not really. That's actually kind of like
The
what
average?
you should be.
It's like the norm.
Yeah, if you
Right.
want to make money off of this, you need to fight.
The more you fight, the more. Yeah. Okay. Put in work.
Yeah, that's true. But at the same time, like you have to find that balance though, because you don't want to be, like fucking overextending yourself, and then you get called into like a good opportunity in a good match or a good fight, and then you don't have your best performance because you've already been fighting for so many times, and you're not at your peak performance. You know what I mean?
I mean, you'll see though. If you continue to train and you continue to be fight ready, those opportunities you'll always be ready for.
Right.
So it's not never like a question. You'll see like a lot of people in their early like MMA careers, and they're trying to get into these big stages. They're looking to fight. You don't start slowing down until you get to these big promotions. Then you can start saying, okay, I'm going to slow down because you want to prepare, you want to evolve.
You want to properly train.
You can pick and choose.
And I was gonna ask too, like right now, like when you get a fight, does your training change with a fighter, or is it always kind of like the same, and then it just kind of changes as the fight goes on?
It's the same, because at the end of the day, you're supposed to be well-rounded. Like
In every aspect.
Yeah, I don't believe in like, oh, I'm going to focus more on striking or whatever. No, we train the same. I train the same. I train everything equally. And how I prepare is more like you got to look at you got to do your homework.
Yeah.
You got to do your homework. I don't care what you say. You got to do your homework. And you just create a game plan. You're like, okay, well, she might be better at the feet than me or whatever, but if I find myself in trouble, this is what I'm going to do. You give yourself options. But, you just come up with a little game plan that you have. Like, at the end of the day, it's your game and their game. Like, in whoever's, it's like a little...
It's a little war.
Right.
It's like game of
I was
chess.
gonna ask too, how hard is it to hear your corner out when you're in the middle of a fight?
It's not hard.
It's
not hard. I know.
She's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, like, because I've never fought professionally or anything like that, but I've seen when they're in the corner and you see the fighter and he's just like in a mode, and these guys are just yelling at him to do something, and he's just like, he goes up there and he doesn't do it, and
it just depends on the athlete, to be honest with you. Either you're coachable or you're not. Either you listen to your corners or you don't.
But I mean, some of it has to be like you're in the moment. Like,
yeah, like,
you're not like
it's
you're
all the
hearing, but you're not
adrenaline and-
reacting to that. You're reacting to what's going down.
And that's also a skill.
yeah.
Learning how to
Ooh.
listen and
You
execute.
hear that, Joe?
Damn.
That's a skill right there. You can't.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
Well, I think it's what she said about being coachable.
Yeah, it's being coachable.
You know what I mean?
In the
Like,
moment, yeah,
like
controlling yourself.
in all sorts of sports, and like every like sport, almost there's those moments of high pressure.
Yeah.
And the people that are still able to get shit done and to make things happen, those are the people that, you know, they've listened to their coaches and they've been able to do the right things to get them in the position to be successful. And like you hit the nail on the head. It's like some people, for some reason, like they don't want to be coached. They don't want to like learn, and they don't want to be told what to do.
And I've seen it all
I,
the time.
I was going to say, I'm sure you see that like almost every single fucking day, I would say.
I think I've been told that more. It's like, I really don't want to be coached. What do you mean you don't want to be coached? You just like, you're in the moment, you're in the fight, and like it's not the same as practice. Like when you're trying to evolve, when you're trying to do better, your coaching is so that way we're your eyes. We're your eyes from the outside.
Right.
We're seeing what's up.
We're seeing
what's your
things
options.
you might not see.
Exactly, because we're not in the high intense pressure right now. You are. You're at war right now, and what we're doing is just yelling out things that we see and giving you those options. And it's up to you if you want to take it or not, or you can be the dumbass and not take it. And I see it too much time, like too many times to count. Like these guys just don't want to be coached. They think they know it all. They don't benefit from it. And I mean, that's cool. But I mean, like I've just seen it. Like I think a prime example is like I had a super fight jiu-jitsu match. Super nervous, like because it's a big stage and it's jiu-jitsu. Like I'd never done something like that for jiu-jitsu. So I'm going and my coach is like, you, right before I get up, you better fucking double leg her ass. And I was like,
Double lick her ass.
double leg her.
Oh, double leg.
Hey, yo, chill. Yeah, even CP's like, God damn.
Damn, you must be Joe's friend. God bless.
Sup.
That's what he says. I eat ass. It's a known fact around the pod and the audience. Joe eats ass.
The ultimate ass eater, Joe.
Yeah.
Dang.
I'm not ashamed. Like, so what?
So what?
Anyway, so
Same.
same.
Okay, so now that
She doubles though.
so okay. Yeah.
Two times. Two times.
The double ass eating. That's a little.
I need some
Caught
tip.
me off guard. You know what I mean? Like I'm not like prude, but
You're a whole ass virgin.
So, going back. So you double legged her.
Yeah, so yeah, he's yelling, now. He's like telling me, double leg her. And then I was like, man, I don't see it and I'm not really sure, but oh well.
All right.
But you see, when
Here
I
it
go
goes.
in, it's a badass takedown. Like it's a badass takedown. And I was like, that was like the highlight of the
Right.
whole match. Like,
Yeah, you
so-
listen.
Yeah, there you
But
go.
I mean, like you said, I think it has to do mostly with like the skill. And if you have the skill to be coached and listen, like in the middle of war, in middle of like being in that high pressure point, then
and you got to overcome your fear. You're like, well, what if I don't get it?
Composure.
yeah, dude. Because if I was in the middle of a fight and somebody's like punch her, I'll be like, bitch, you punch her, dude. Like,
You want to get in here then? What's up?
you want to get in here?
Yo, Joe, real fast, bring up her Instagram. Share it on the screen.
It's funny that you said you punch her.
Shirt on.
So some of us, we say, it's like, hey, do this.
Shirt
I'm
on.
trying.
Yeah, sure.
I'm trying.
Share her IG page.
I'm
on
getting
this.
my
All right,
ass
got you.
kicked right now.
So let's talk about real fast before we go to break here. These gyms that you work with or that you work out of, which ones are they again? I know you mentioned that they're all in your IG bio. You have a few of them, right? You have like what 1, 2, 3, 4 of them.
Yes.
So go ahead and just like briefly talk about them. Like, how did you get involved with these guys, and what like is it like? I asked you before, like. People can just come to these gyms and like they can get lessons, or like what kind of services are you guys offering here?
So anybody, absolutely anybody who wants to come learn MMA, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu can go to these gyms, just like any normal person. All these gyms I got involved with because I separated from my home gym from Bushido MMA. I decided that I was gonna in order to get better, get to those bigger stages that I want, you need to use everybody in the city. Unfortunately, we just don't have like one gym where somebody's gonna be able to offer you everything. You gotta use your resources. And so I got these coaches and they all agreed to work with me, and I got them to work together, which is a huge thing.
That's probably hard, huh?
Huge, because we're in a little city and our community is little, and we all train together, but nobody's competing out of it, and nobody has got these guys together. And so what I decided is I went to Zen Martial Arts. I started with Mondo Rosales. He's my head coach, and he is my home gym. Awesome. He's an awesome dude. Like, he has a few amateur fighters out of there, and you should see the wonderful things he does over there for kids and for them. Like, he even has like a fighter account where he replenishes, and he tries to eliminate the stressors of financially, like, going to go fight.
Go travel and fighting and
Yeah,
stuff.
which is huge because
What's the biggest worry at the beginning? Yeah, of course.
how am I going to get there?
Right,
It's
right.
like, you don't have to worry.
Money, right.
Right.
And on City Wolves, that's with Mike Diaz. It's under Fight Sports El Paso. If you guys don't know who Fight Sports is, if you guys don't know who Cyborg is, he's based out of Florida. He's a huge model in the jiu-jitsu world. Like, that guy's world champion, creates world champions, and he has his black belt under him. He's my other head coach. I've known him since I was 10. We both started at Bushido MMA. And so that's just one of my other main dudes. So that those two are my home gyms. 10th Planet El Paso with Cristobal Chavez. Well, he's awesome. He's a super cool coach, super awesome jiu-jitsu. You're trying to get like a different type of style, 10th Planet system. That's what it is, kind of caters to my style, and it's just super cool. Super cool family over there. And then I have Elite Kickboxing with Carlos Pacheco. That is the only gym here in the city that is stand-up based. You're not gonna find it anywhere else. He is stand-up based Muay Thai. It's super cool, especially for women who want to go learn and, hey, I want to go learn stand-up. This is the place to go. This guy his clientele is 80% women. He retains them. Like, these women are long time.
They want to come back, yeah?
Yeah, they come back. These women want to come back. They're there all the time. They're working out. He does like strength and conditioning for them. He does like, they go into the classes and they actually go get punched. Like, and these are girls, like, one of them, she's like a 50-year-old. She's a nurse. And
Chris is as, huh?
she probably could.
I mean, yeah, she's 50 years
Anybody
old.
can do it.
And these women, like, they're like they're moms. They're like little badasses.
They're normal people.
They're normal people off the street that you're gonna like encounter, and they go in and they go train. Like, that's super cool. So I recommend that place to any woman who wants to go.
And Joe.
Yeah, that's good.
Let's go.
Yeah, it is cool
go train.
because I like to see the collaborative effort.
That's badass.
Like how you said,
that's smart.
you can't find what all these places offer in one place.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of had to like bring
Branch
them all
out.
together and kind of put them under one umbrella. So
It's like
that way,
she set up an all-star team.
so that way people understand, like, hey, this stuff is available for you. You might have to go to different places, but it is there. And then as far as you yourself on Instagram, like, where can people find you? Not only on Instagram but on other social media.
I have Facebook and Snapchat, and you can find. Don't you be sending me stuff on Snapchat, man. I will blast you.
Damn, do
So
it.
this is a warning.
Misa.
Hey, look, so it's happened.
It's happened.
Oh, it's
and
probably
I'd
good.
have to tell and you know what? They do it more on my Instagram more than ever, more than my like my Snapchat's not even a worry. I don't even really use my Snapchat. I don't even know why I have it, but I have it. But you can find me. It's the same thing. It's the same handle, Drea Virginia MMA.
Just send him this picture. Be like, you want some too? What? What's
So
good?
what's gonna happen to you?
Just that video, you can hear my punches.
Dude, that video right here at the bottom.
Which one?
That one right here. The next one. Go down.
The one with the gloves.
In the middle,
to the
yeah, in the
right.
gloves. That one.
Yeah, you can hear.
This is the one that I was showing Blue earlier. I was like, dude, this is what's gonna happen with Joe today.
Just getting
We're
knocked out.
gonna ask.
I'm gonna be
her
like
to just
harder.
hit Joe.
harder.
I'm like, I'm turned on by this harder.
Oh, we
He's
see
like,
what
do
you
that double ass lick.
All right, Joe, go ahead and end the share here. So yeah, like that's cool. I mean, and like congratulations to you. I mean,
Yeah.
you've come a long way from the stories you were telling us with your relationship problems when you were young, and then being able to overcome that is just a fantastic story in itself. And then being able to turn it into what you've been able to achieve. That's that's a round of applause right there.
Yeah,
So
for
go ahead and give it away.
Thank you. Thank you.
So what we're gonna do now, we're coming up on 53 minutes, so we're gonna take a break here on the first half, and then we'll come back. I think what I want to do is on the second half, I want to ask how you got your nickname. You have a very interesting nickname. We won't reveal it yet. We'll reveal it on the second part. But save that. Hold on,
Just look at Chris.
Save that, please. I want to do that to start the second half, and then, like we said, we would talk about some mental health, and then your autoimmune disease, lupus, that you said you were diagnosed with. Deceased. Sorry, I have like this thing where I have like a stroke, like mid, like
Always.
like right now,
always.
like, you know what I mean? But yeah, so we'll get into all that, and then I really want to do the trending local and national topics, and then we got this or that questions at the end. So we'll do all that in the second half. Guys, make sure you're following us, Conversing with Chris and Misa, the podcast, on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. Let's get to 420 subscribers. We're almost there. We're at 416. And so make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back.
Try to replace me, but bitch, I'm one of a kind. You know, I be speed racing up on the highway 95. Look, I don't give a fuck why these niggas hating on me. Oh, wait, because I got your bitch tripping on me. She said my love promethazine got her leaning on me. Spanish mommy with that accent, bet she call me Poppy. Okay, yeah, she be hitting my...
All right, guys, we are back from break. Episode 121 with special guest, friend of the podcast. This is Andrea Amaro. Go ahead and, oh yeah, you already gave her a phone. Give her a round of applause, miss. How about that?
How you feeling, Andrea? How you feeling right now?
My throat is burning.
Her throat is burning. Okay, there's
That's what
some
happens
water.
when you talk a
There's
lot
some
of
water.
shit.
Okay. So
Fuck.
a few things happened in the break. Andrea called all of us old.
Yeah.
Because we were trying to figure out how to get a one video from her phone to Lena's laptop. And at some point, somebody suggested we just hold the camera to the fucking camera.
He has a flip phone, no?
God damn.
Hey, wait, I gotta say, he actually is technically the oldest one in
I
here.
know, but still. And
Look
then
at him.
she's like, you guys are like 80 years old. Like, you guys act like you're fucking
We're
80.
only 30.
We're only 4 years older than her,
It's
dude.
fucking crazy. And then,
You guys act like my mom.
right.
Damn.
And then, not that, no, to make things worse, to compound things.
Compound things?
Right. Do you know what
Yeah, I
compounding
do.
means?
It means putting it together.
Do you know what compounding means?
I do.
Bro, Joe was like, compounding? What?
He's
Anyway,
just surprised
so-
that you use that.
Yeah,
big
usually that big word. Are you
Bro.
sure your brain doesn't hurt?
No, I'm
What
good.
is to compound?
What is
Oh my god.
Okay, so Joe starts saying how he's gonna go to the bar, names off like 5 bars, and Andrea just says they're all for old
bars.
people. She's like, I want to go to the bars on Cincy where you're most likely to get shot in the face.
She's, I want to be scared for my life. All
That's
night.
exactly what she said. She said, I'd rather risk my life getting shot in the
Bro,
face.
she lives life on the edge, bro.
Right, I
That's
know.
fucking crazy.
I know.
I mean, she gets paid to fucking whoop some ass. And she's like, of course I want to go somewhere dangerous.
She's like, I dare a motherfucker to shoot at me.
Guys, in their defense, like, I'm probably the old one here. I don't go out. So at least they're going out to some sort of bar. I
Right.
don't
Even if
go
it's
out.
an old bar.
I like to stay in my room in blankies, eating carbs, watching chick flicks.
Chick flicks.
Maybe like crying my little eyes out.
It sounds like Chris on a Monday night.
on the Monday during the week.
But instead of chick flicks, it's FIFA. You know what I mean? Like we're not
He's
watching.
getting his ass kicked in Warzone.
He's watching the food channel and shit.
So
He's out there getting no dubs on Warzone.
Andrea, so real fast, it was funny because like I saw your IG profile and I noticed there was some sort of animal on your IG profile description. And so yes, so
like
you were
Chris.
saying that like when they actually like introduce you into fights, like you're like you go by like Andrea like Piggy, right? Or like Piggy Amaro, like that's like your fucking call name, right?
Yes.
How did you get that? Like, where does the nickname Piggy come from?
First of all, my brother's nickname is Pig.
Okay.
Because he's a fat fuck. Okay. So
It's just roasting on Chris without roasting on Chris. It's crazy.
Throw him on the smokers.
His nickname is now Pig. That's like
Piggers.
Yeah, like she compounded that. Did you see that?
I saw that. I saw that.
Chris is wild though, so he's a hog.
He's a boar.
He's a boar. Hey, Pumbaa, calm down.
oh my gosh, everyone calls me like one of these guys I used to work with calls me Pumbaa.
They call you Pumbaa?
One of them calls me Pigsters, Piggeroni, Piggertons. Piggertons is like my favorite one. Bacon, ham.
Bacon, ham.
They call me. One of them calls me Ham. He was like, "What's up, Ham?"
Hard in the motherfucker.
Nobody's ever called you like the Notorious P.I.G.
Yes, they do. Just the other day, I was in ceramics. I do pottery, and that's exactly what they were saying.
I stole that from my dad. That's like my dad's joke.
Is that what he calls you?
No, he doesn't call me that. He calls one of his other friends that.
He just calls him Pig.
It's funny because like my dad has a friend that they call him Piggy. And so they call him because he's large and in charge.
See?
Large and in charge. Yeah, you're rhyming today?
Yeah, I used to rap, you know?
Just like you used to box.
Yeah, just like I used to box. Had a cup of coffee in the MMA, you know?
Short-lived.
Yeah. But I mean, anyway, so like that nickname has been like from your brother, then it was like passed down to you, I guess, in a way.
It was like me being a little cunt. So what happened is that we were both rather large growing up. So what I weigh right now, like I mentioned earlier, the whole running thing because I was fat. Okay, what I weigh right now is what I weighed when I was 10 years old. So
wow.
And so my brother was pretty big too. So my brother's over here. We're like 8, 9 years old. He's cutting some branches for my grandma on some large tree. Why a little kid is up there cutting branches? Little fat kid at that. And he falls back on some rocks and he slits his head open.
Oh God.
And so he's in the bathroom crying like, ah. And so I'm trying to put quarters in there. And they said, that's your name. Piggy bank.
Piggy bank.
So imagine a little fat kid, everyone like trying to start fights with him. Mind you, like he does kick ass, but everybody just goes and starts shit with him. And so imagine everyone's trying to fight you, pick on you, and your big sister. At this point, I've lost the weight. Okay, so he's coming to middle school and to high school. And then here's big sister calling you, Piggy. He said, shut the fuck up. Like I'm gonna have to fight somebody, and so, but he's grown into it. So how I got it is I have a pig on my ankle. I got it tatted, and I said, "Hey," he's like, "You don't need to run." He's like, "I'm doing it for you, and you're running with me."
Hey,
that's cool.
That's fucking cool.
You should put a picture of Chris on there too.
Yeah. Where is it? It's like on your ankle or what?
Yeah, it's exactly on my ankle here, right here.
That's a cute pig.
Hey, that's a picture of Chris.
That's like,
Let me see it.
well, it looks a lot like me, but that's not really me. But I don't know how you're gonna somehow turn your ankle the other way.
She's doing that double leg thing.
Yeah.
Hey, I see it. Yeah.
Okay.
So I get it, and my coach, my running coach, he's like, "That's what you are." He's like, "You're the run. You're pygmy." He's like, "You're the run of the litter. You're dumb as rocks." He's like, "I try to tell you how to run. At practice, in races, I'm smart. And in practice, I just run to run." Even though he gives me a time, he's like, "You don't fucking listen." And so everyone's trying to chase you because they're trying to beat you. You have a little target on your back. He's like, and they're trying to kill the pig. So that's how I got it, and everybody started calling me Pig from then on. Right. And so I go into fighting and since I used pigs for everything, they called me Pig. And so all these places I coach at, the kids don't know my name. They know me as Coach Pig. They know, "Hey, what's up, Pig?"
Damn, and the kids are ruthless.
They are. Those
fuck them
fuckers.
kids.
Yes, fuck them kids. And the parents know it too.
Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it.
They're like,
fuck them kids.
They're like, you can go fuck up my kid. And I was like, thank you for.
They're fucking disrespectful as fuck.
They're
fucking, it's terrible.
Piggy, actually.
Okay, so hold on. So I get how you get the name, but like you do a great pig squill, I would say.
Yeah, that is pretty.
yeah, like that's that is really really good.
It sounds like Chris getting out of bed.
No, that's when he goes to the fridge and there's no food.
What is that?
There's no butt line. He gets all mad.
Do it again. Yeah, that's it.
We gotta do that as a song.
Yeah.
So like, did you spend some time on a farm? Like, how did you develop that? like, that's a beautiful pig noise.
You see, you tried this.
Chris is all hungry now.
Lots of practice.
Chris is like, hey guys.
Okay,
This
so
is perfection.
no, I know. I mean, like that's like I said, like
Have you ever done that noise in like while you're like fucking somebody up in the middle of a fight? You should.
Not in a fight, but like I practice, I do. Like I talk, I make
shit.
noises. I talk,
Right.
I talk to like we'll talk shit to each other while we're fucking each other up. Or
just
I'll-
start squealing. And
I make
shit.
noises. Yeah, sometimes I poke people's noses. Like everybody knows that. So
Willie.
I do to the kids. Oh, they know that. I'm notorious for that. Like
It's
they
like, I'm
know.
gonna fuck these kids up.
Yeah, I do.
Okay,
That's
good.
funny. It's actually it sounds pretty cool because we were just watching a video. I don't know if you could bring this up, Joe. We were watching the latest fight that you had, and she's just fucking mauled the shit out of this girl. And what I love is at the end when they present the winner.
I didn't
just
even
here.
bring my best friend. So I have a little stuffed animal. His name's Mittens. It's a kitten. Remember I told you I hate cats, but
It's a cat.
But you have a stuffed kitten.
It's only
he's
when
a
you're like-
kitten, not a cat. Okay, full grown cats are disgusting.
Okay, but kittens are cool.
Yeah, so I have
Okay.
a kitten, Mittens, and I carry it everywhere.
Okay,
Just
so
you know.
go ahead and share it, Joe.
Got you.
So another breaking news, Misa. Did you know Blue was a fucking cat guy?
No, actually.
Yeah, he's a cat guy.
I think Blue's just any animal lover.
He
Deep
loves.
down, he'll like any animal.
You can
just
be an
any
animal
animal.
lover, but
Yeah.
fuck cats.
But fuck them cats.
Yeah, dude,
All
that's what I
right,
say.
so go ahead, play this shit, Joe. So this is something that was on your Facebook, and it's just you throwing hands and
You're in the
fucking-
red, so people know. Look at this.
Look at it.
Dude.
Yeah, so imagine doing this and the whole time you're just squealing like a fucking pig.
Dude, that noise.
Like, yeah, just doing that the whole
That'd be a good
It
like.
would have been like right about, like watch, right about,
Like-
right here, like.
Straight to the face.
So usually when I get people,
man.
because that's actually like my favorite submission right there, like
Right
that
there.
whole sequence. And so usually I tell people, do you want to go to sleep or you want your arm broken? And I usually tell that to the
I'll
kids.
go to sleep.
Yes, dude, I'm tired right now. Put me
Yeah,
to sleep.
please.
Not
Leave my
just that,
fucking
but,
arm alone.
but she lost at least like a third of her blood right there.
Yeah, so when we say fuck them kids, this is what I do to them.
Oh, the arm, dude. Fuck.
You been bad today?
Bro, that would scare the shit out of me. I would be so scared. You're just getting your ass kicked. That's all you hear is a
That would be
fucking
that would be
pig
intimidating.
squeal, bro. That is crazy.
And never eat bacon again after
Yo,
that.
so that was definitely very impressive. Obviously, so this was when was this? How recent ago was this?
Like 2 weeks ago
Oh
Damn.
shit!
Where was this at?
So
in
she's
Miami, Florida.
damn. So you fresh off of giving some girl a fucking ass whipping.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
thank
good.
you.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, I got that over with, thank God.
Yeah, congratulations. Give her a round of
Yeah,
applause.
honestly, that's very
impressive right
impressive.
there.
Very impressive, honestly.
So okay, so
Like I would have stopped it after that first punch, caught her right in the middle right there. I would have been like, all right, cut it off. All right. Bacon for everybody.
I eat bacon.
Yeah.
That's cannibalism, though.
I think
I
I
want
mean,
a pig so I can feed it bacon.
like most people eat bacon, right? I mean, that's common.
I think so.
Bacon for breakfast.
I've seen a lot of people, they're like vegans, they eat turkey bacon. Or,
Oh yeah, that's
Or
true.
they don't eat like.
Might as well just eat the regular bacon though. That's what
No
I'm
turkey
saying.
bacon out here.
Oh, her
But,
pottery.
okay, so what is so you said in your bio that you sent us, you said that you were actually diagnosed with lupus.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I don't really like. I have kind of like no idea what that is. I looked it up a little bit, but like I kind of wanted to like get it from you.
Yeah.
But like, when did this happen, and like, how has this like been something that you've been dealing with?
So lupus is an autoimmune disease. So basically how I can best describe it is that my immune system is overreacting. Like it's too much. You know how when we develop like when your body's like I guess protecting you from being sick and all that stuff. Okay, so I overproduce. So that means that my body now is attacking itself because it thinks like something's going on, like I'm sick or it's fighting like a virus or anything, but I'm not. So it's attacking its own tissue. So this can affect anything. It can affect your brain, your kidneys, liver, anything. You have no idea where it's going to attack because it's attacking your tissue. Yeah. So I got diagnosed with this back in 2019, 2020 is like around there. I have always had symptoms, but it was super tough to like put it together. So I think what started it was like the seizure-like episodes stuff. I always had that since I was like when I started running. So I would like overexert myself, and then I would find myself sometimes I would just like my vision would go blank, like I couldn't see, would lose my vision. And I would start like convulsing almost, but I'm aware of what's going on. And I would just fall and lose like complete, control of my lower body. So I would just my body would just sit down. So my parents, they're like, maybe I was over exaggerating. And my dad, like he at the time he was sick, like he couldn't walk, like he had crutches. And so, cause he can't walk, he cannot walk normally. So one time I was walking down the hallway randomly and he sees me convulsing for the first time ever and just sees me drop. And mind you, again, he cannot walk. This man, like the kitchen's over there and I'm all the way over here. He leaps, he like drops everything and he was cured
for a good moment.
Yeah. So, cause it was like crazy, like they didn't believe me until that moment,
right? Until they saw it.
Yeah, until they saw it. And so like stuff like that would happen to me. And then like my hands, like they would get like this every time I was exert myself. It didn't matter if I was drinking like a gallon of water or whatever it was. It like my nerves, I guess it had a lot to do with my nerves, and my hands, like even now, like they go like this. Usually it starts happening when I'm fatigued, I notice, and my hands like just cramp up and then
gang
like,
signs.
Kind of looks like pig. Kind of looks like pig feet, you know?
Yeah. My hooves. Yeah. So, basically, I had all these symptoms, and I was going in and out of doctors' offices, and all the time doctors would pass me off. Like they saw that I had a thyroid problems, and then all of a sudden I didn't have thyroid problems. I had fatty liver. I was getting like random fevers. I remember like I was on and off all the time. One year when I was fighting, I was getting sick all the time, and I was always in and out of the hospitals. And so I just wasn't in, like in one of my fights I got a really bad fever and I'm cutting weight. Okay, so they come back with an IV and they put all those electrolytes and stuff back in me. Oh, it was the worst thing. Not only am I sick, I had a fever, I get the time of the month, and that's the worst. And you're trying to cut weight. Right. Like the weight was not coming off. It was a horrible weight cut. And stuff like that, like I still couldn't connect it. And I started feeling so tired. Like I never had I didn't need like stuff like that. I didn't start using until about a few years ago. Right. I could run 10 miles, go train for like forever, and I was still good. I never needed that stuff. And now I like depend on caffeine. Like I need stuff to even get out of bed. Like right. Sometimes I can't get out of bed. Like I need that stuff. And they're like, what have you tried? No, I need like something, because
caffeine,
cocaine.
Yeah.
She'd be like,
you see me, like people are like, what are you doing to yourself? I'll take like a pre-workout dry scoop with a Monster. Okay, the
the zero fucking sugar monsters,
not the
bro.
one where I'm
down.
like,
yeah,
right.
So I'll dry scoop it, drink that, wash it down. I'll get my fat burners, and then sometimes they even add like phentermine, and like phentermine just gets like your heart going, like so I can like have some energy, like be like put a pep in my step,
right? And
because sometimes like not even that, I can just go to sleep like that, like with phentermine, like just.
So is that crazy? Is that a result of like the lupus, like your body's just like super like exhausted kind of
all the time? It's sometimes, for me to even like get up and go like to the restroom or like get out of bed physically.
Right.
It's too much.
It's a struggle.
Yeah, it's a real struggle.
Okay.
Struggle. It's like I'm like when I feel like I get up, I feel like I just did a whole hour of working out. Like someone worked me out hardcore, and I'm barely getting up out of bed. So sometimes I know when, like, well, right away, you know.
I was gonna say I think I might have lupus, but I think just lazy as fuck. Like,
Yeah, dude.
Or
You know what
just
the
fat.
L,
Just high. You're just,
you know what the L in lupus stands for? Lazy. Yeah, and that's crazy because like obviously like you felt a shift in your body, like it wasn't always that way, right?
No, it wasn't always that way. Like, man, they called me battery. They
Because you never stopped
I was
fucking
the
going.
yeah, I was
right.
the energy
Just
battery. I
fucking
was the
going
energy
and
bunny.
going and going and going.
Yeah, always going. Like, don't you ever get tired?
Right.
Fuck no. And then they would see me go do like other stuff. And I mean, so like my energy point was like ended like when I was like 23, 24. Goodbye energy. Like all of it went away. Like officially, like that was like the age I like everything went away. Like for sure. If I was feeling anything before,
Right.
that was like the like noticeable symptom that I had.
And then like, did this kind of like help you start like keeping check of like your mental health? Is that kind of like how that like are those two things related? Like
Nope.
you being diagnosed with mental health, like or lupus, to like make you realize like mental health is important, or has mental health always been something that like you've known like I got to take care of myself over here?
Mental health has always been a thing with me. So I can tell you I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder when I was in high school. So that, like, honestly, I had a pretty tough upbringing, you know, as far as like, you know, experiencing like abuse or not from like, I mean, granted, yes, some from parents, but mostly wasn't from that. It was like when you're being taken advantage of, like babysitters and stuff like that. Like we're talking about sexual assault. So me as a kid, I had already experienced that, going through like getting bullied. Like I was very mellow, very meek. And, you know, like I said, like we talked about, like boys, like as I got older, it was like even worse. Like boys too, it was worse. They would fuck with me. I was very much a loner. Like, yeah, I was involved in sports, but if you saw me, I didn't have friends. Everybody knew me only because of sports. Other than that, like I was really to myself, and I was always doing on my own thing. And even more so, like, you know, being homeless and all that stuff. Like, so bipolar, you know, having those highs and lows. So like it kind of like I said, like experiencing like being on that high all the time, being manic mode and all that stuff, and then coming to a flat line where you feel normal, and then all of a sudden where you can still function and do all this stuff, and then I'm hit with stuff like this, like autoimmune disease that takes everything out of me. So it's like I never get the manic episodes ever. It's like now I don't get those highs. I miss those highs now, those natural highs.
She's like, are you sure it was a pre-workout?
But yeah, no, mental health has always been a thing for me. Just going through as much as I did and experiencing as much trauma as I did. It's always important, and I always tell people it's constant work. I don't think people ever touch base on how much work it takes to keep your mental health in check, especially in a sport like this. People are like, what does that have to do with anything? Fighting teaches you a lot about yourself. And let me tell you, whatever's going on in your life, it's very transparent when you fight. In practices, in your actual fights, like you'll see like some people are like, oh man, they look like shit. Like, what the fuck? This like the trash, right? But then you talk to them and ask them about their camp, and they'll tell you, I just went through all of this, you know, I'm broke, I'm homeless, or I just went through a divorce. You see people overcome it sometimes, but a lot of times, like, it's so stressful, and then you're putting of something like a fight on top, and it's serious. Like, this is like, people think like this is sport, and fighting is not a sport. It's fighting. You know, you can die, you can be a vegetable, You know, it's not something.
Something bad can happen.
Yeah, it's nothing to be played
It's
with.
a big
Like
risk. Yeah.
we have little gloves on and we're kicking each other bare shins in the heads. And
You're elbowing that girl in the fucking head.
you saw
ruthlessly.
me. I mean, obviously I did this like on top of her head, which was illegal because again, like
I mean, she's
trauma.
moving and stuff. Yeah.
Right. And so it's
her
okay.
fault, all right?
She moved her head this way.
if her head wouldn't have been there at that time.
So what I always tell people is that in order for you to do fighting, you have to continue to work on yourself. And that just comes in as being a martial artist, being a better person, figuring out yourself, getting your shit together at the end of the day. If you don't, then you never get your fighting stuff together.
Right.
You know, it's always, they tell you need to be good, mind, body, and spirit. It really does show. If you want a longevity, like the longevity of your career to be very long, that all needs to be put together. You guys even see like people like John Jones, like he's always like getting into some trouble.
Right. He's always running into like legal issues because like he has like some incident and then something crazy happens,
he gets arrested,
or he drinks too much, or whatever the
Exactly.
case
And
may
one
be.
of the greatest pound for pound fighters has been suspended. He's wasted years because he can't get his shit together personally, and whatever it is that he's dealing with. And now you still see him. We still haven't seen him. I mean, we're talking about a pound for pound. Like this guy, when he was young, he's one of the youngest champs ever, and now he's old. In the fighting world, he's like in that age where like you're like getting there. Like that's your window's like closed. Yeah.
Yep.
And so that's very unfortunate to spend your prime years and you just threw it all away, pissed it away because you just couldn't get your shit together.
So on that note, since you're saying like you're kind of like showing like light on how important it is to like you said, your mind, body, and soul have to be like everything has to be correct for everything to like work at its optimal level. Mm-hmm. So like, do you see like a therapist? Is there someone that you talk to that like helps you get right? And then also like, what would you say to somebody that's dealing with issues that hasn't really figured it out? Like somebody like John Jones, if you talk to him, like what would you tell them as kind of like some advice?
Well, first of all, as I even forgot your first question.
Just like, is there somebody like a therapist that you talk to?
Okay. So
Just because like I don't like
one
a lot
question
of people,
at a time, Chris.
No, I know, but they're related in a way.
Look, man, I've gotten punched way too much in the
Right,
head.
sorry, my bad. But it's because like what I'm trying to do is like show that like the relation, like because you've been able to talk to somebody, that it's helped you like in a way where if you're somebody who's not talking to somebody actively, that it's kind of more detrimental to them in a way. So I'm just trying to draw the correlation between the two.
Okay, so now the correlation comes into, like you said, if I talk to anyone, yes. So I don't see a therapist. Therapy, I found, does not help me. I don't need to talk about my problems. I know what my problems are. I've talked about them like 1,000,001 times. That's not the problem. The problem is, how do you change? How do you change course? How do you take your life and change it and ultimately like prevent going back through the whole cycle? It's a cycle that we go through. Like, I don't care what position you're in. It's a cycle of behavior that we're talking about that puts us in those positions ultimately. Because at the end of the day, it's your life. You're accountable for all of it. That's just the way it is. So I decided to get a life coach. She's super cool. I went through a whole program with her. Actually, me and her went to high school together, and I just figured that why the hell not? I need to change something in my life. So last year, around this time when I'm doing my world record and that whole marathon stuff that I did with during that time, I attempted suicide on my life. And so I'm almost successful like that. Thank goodness, like not like I'm here. But that was like a breaking point. Like that was like a point, like, what am I gonna do with myself? Like, obviously, like I didn't die. I'm here. Yeah. Like, okay, like what, I don't know what to do to myself, what I was gonna do, where to go from there. I decided, okay, well, I have nothing to lose. Like, therapy doesn't work for me. So I figured a life coach. I don't know really what a life coach was at that point, but I just wanted to talk to her. So basically she talks about energies. And when people think energies, they think about stupid crystals. No,
It's
we're
about
not.
the vibes.
Yeah, we're talking about the vibes.
It's
No,
about
we're-
where the moon is located.
It's about Uranus or
It's about
Chris is getting
Chris with a eating ass.
That was me. That was me. That was
I
Joe.
said
That
Uranus.
wasn't me. I didn't
Full
say shit. I was gonna say Mars is in retrograde.
yeah, fucking Gatorade. No, Gatorade. Got some crystals up your ass, Chris, or what?
Okay, but no, you're saying like the vibes, right?
So it's not the vibes. So and then that's what people didn't understand, or they misunderstand and have this conception of it. Well, we're talking about energies, and everything we do, we put energy. So when you're in a relationship, what do? It's effort. It's energy out of you. You're putting that effort, right? So you're distributing energy in different places. So how are you using that energy that you got? Like if I go exercise and then I'm going to go do stuff, that's energy, right? That's physical energy. Now we're talking about emotional energy. She put it to me that way, and I'm like, wow, okay, makes sense. All right, cool. There's 7 levels in how we act, carry ourselves, and how we're able to in what situations and places we use certain energies. Energies are neither good or bad. They're not. It just sometimes when you need to get things done, you're going to be at a level 1 energy because you're in survival mode, you're in like procrastination mode, so that's what you're going to use, right? Or something as far as like being understanding, being more patient, being cautious or aware of your emotions and what you're feeling and what's going around, and being cautious of the other person, thinking about those things. That's a different type of energy, you know what I mean? And things that you do. So basically, she gave me a roadmap on how to, look at myself. What am I doing? And it's a lot of journaling, and it's self-reflection on how you act and how you do things in your life. And you're like, oh, wow, I do all that. Look, because you're
a piece of shit.
Yeah, because
Goddamn.
you're writing everything down, and you're realizing, okay, like, now that you're seeing everything written down, you have to think about it and really self-reflect and be honest with yourself, because that's the main thing. You know, you can do all these sorts of things, therapy or whatever. If you're not honest with yourself and you're not reflecting back on yourself, no real change can happen. And so basically, we just worked through a program, and it took us. It was supposed to be 6 weeks, but honestly, it was more like 5-6 months, like half a year, and she just took me through this process where I'm having to sort out my emotions and regulate them, and also figure out, okay, I need to put my energy here and stop putting it over here. And people who are like taking more than they are giving into my energy or being part of what I'm really about, I needed to distance myself away from those people and really put my energy somewhere else and not worry about those things. I can't control other people, but I can control what's around me and what I'm doing. And so in that aspect, it helped me get my mental health in line, as far as like really looking and realizing and being aware of my actions.
It gets very detailed.
Yeah,
if you think about it.
It really does, because
yeah.
it's even as far as like you're having an off day at the gym and you're projecting that energy, and people feel that.
Yeah.
You know, I've had teammates tell me, "Hey, are you okay?" It's because you're usually you're like, oh, like very vibrant, and then like, but I feel your sadness. Are you sad?
Like, you're hitting me extra hard today. What's going on?
Exactly. Like,
Oh, you didn't even hit me that hard today. What's up?
So it's like super intense. So that's what we're talking about, energy, and people feed off of that, and that's what you like. I realized, hey,
Oh, we are. We all energy guys.
Yeah. It's all about the vibes. It's all about the
It's all
crystals
the-
up Chris's
yeah.
ass.
It's like
so now we get into vibes, like how they're affecting people around us, not
Yeah.
just us,
Right.
and what we're giving back. And in my position, it's very crucial, because like we're talking about, like, I teach kids, I'm around teammates, coaches. It's not their fault, whatever it is that I got going on. Like, I should always make sure like they're getting the best of my energy.
Got to be professional.
Yeah. You got to give them the good energy. And like,
that's out of you.
yeah, you can't be using all your good energy for people or places or things that are not good for you, and they're just draining you.
Right.
The life out
Bringing
of
you down.
And then you're not giving all that other energy where it should be.
That's crazy. That just makes me realize that like, I think everybody, even if you might not have like that like mental issue to where like it's kind of affecting your life, I think it's still very important for somebody, to take the time and like you did and just do it, and then maybe you'll find something that could even make your life better,
And that it gives you like where I need to change, where I need to improve, and really like all around how can it change my behaviors from being this way. Because it's a pattern. Like I know my pattern, me, myself. And so with that being said, that's how I feel like in terms like someone like John Jones, like if you were to talk to any athlete, the question is, are they ready? It's always, are you ready? People say you're ready and then that they want to change and they want to do this, but do they? Are they ready?
Are you really ready?
Do you want to?
Are you ready to face the realities of your actions and how they affected you and the people around you? And are you ready to self-reflect and start changing those things around you?
I want to be a piece of shit. I want to give me another line. Hurry up.
Where's Iggy at?
So really fast, like I said, if you had to give any piece of advice to somebody that's going through it, that's gone through something similar, and not exactly the same things as you, but a similar path of having to overcome challenges and obstacles in life and all these things. So what would be something that you would say to somebody to kind of like motivate them or kind of help them get through all the crazy shit?
You're not alone.
Right.
I know. It's like I tell people, I think when we're going through stuff, we feel like it's the end of the world and nobody understands us. Little do we know that the person next to us is going through the similar things.
Similar, right?
And we're not alone. It's all about how we go about it. And so ultimately, I would say you're not alone. Your experience is your experience and your journey. Keep going. Ultimately, talk. I say reach out, ask for help. You'd be surprised who actually gives you a hand. The people that you least expect, helps you.
Right.
And so that's why I think that my piece of advice would always be, people always feeling alone, not feeling like they're not being understood. And I really would just say you're not alone, and to continue forward, like things, it may not seem like it at the moment, because trust me, I have like this one vision where it's not going to get better. It does. It really does get better. Like, I know it may seem like that, but get through it hour by hour, day by day, however you need to get through it. But it's going to get better. It eventually, things do feel better and get better.
Nice, dude. Round of applause right there. There you go. Okay, so that was a good talk. A little bit about mental health. I mean, these are all issues that people are dealing with. Whether some people are more aware of it or not, I mean, it's something that's very prevalent. And it's nice to see people like you that are willing to speak about this, the things that you've been through and share with us, so that we know, like, yeah, like, bro, life is crazy. Like, people, like, they have it rough out there. You know what I mean? And like,
and it's just an example too of like, it's anybody. Like she's an MMA professional fighter, right? And she's had these issues. Right.
And so at the same time, you can see, like, look, it could be this bad at this point, but at the same time, you can reach this goal if you really just go and put forth like your best effort every single day. So with all that being said, guys, let's transition here. Yeah. To a lighter note. That was good though. We got deep. Got balls deep again. Yeah,
balls deep.
That's just how you like to do that. That's kind of like.
Hey, where you been at though?
Hey, I'm just listening.
He was taking notes.
So he was meditating. That's what Joe was doing. He was meditating.
He was realizing she's talking about my life.
Yeah,
I'm a piece of shit.
This is all hitting him so hard. He's like, fuck. He already scheduled a fucking appointment.
He's looking at his beer while you're talking. Like,
Is this a good coping mechanism?
So,
yeah, it is.
Joe, I need you to pull up the trending topics we got for today's episode, and I want you to share them and read them to us.
All right. So
Misa, you can't leave right now. This is the worst fucking. Look at this.
Nah,
just ruining everything.
Where are you going?
He can't control, so he has no self-control when it comes to his bladder.
Think about what you said.
And he's gonna go think about life in the.
I can think about a boyfriend that When they're like, I gotta take a shit, and I'm like, you gotta go now. You can't just hold it. Like it's literally like a child. Like
When you gotta go, you gotta go.
That's like a child, just like him.
I've held my shit on 10-mile runs.
I don't know about that. You're different.
You did?
Yeah, you are different for sure.
I was constipated for the next 10 days. Don't do that.
Hell nah.
Okay, guys,
So-
don't hold your shit on a 10-mile run.
Yeah, don't do that. Just shit yourself. Fuck it.
All right, so we got some trending and local topics that we just want to dive into, just kind of talk about really fast. I think these are pretty good. We've had some good ones, so let's throw it to Joe here.
So the first one is, I know as you've all heard on the news and social media, Johnny Depp is on trial with his ex-girlfriend, Amber Heard. Apparently she likes to shit on his bed and blame it on his teacup Yorkies. There's they're going back and forth in court.
Right.
You're hearing Johnny's side that she's abusive, and he's got recordings on her that she beats the shit out of him, and
Right.
she's also got some recordings of him being a dick, but I do believe that the evil one here is Amber Heard. He lost a lot of prominent positions or roles, like in Pirates of the Caribbean. A lot of studios cut ties with them. I stand with Depp, dude.
You stand with Depp? Okay, what does that mean? I don't know what stand with Depp
that means that there's not always, but there's a lot of females out there that play victim when they're the ones, the aggressors.
Right.
Let's talk about narcissistic behavior right
There
here.
we go.
And to be honest with you, all it sounds like when I know a little bit, like I've heard a little bit on it, it's called reactive abuse. Like, okay, when someone's doing shitty things to you,
Right,
there's
you're
only
good.
like so much you can take before you react to it.
Before you start doing shitty things back.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
And you start saying shitty things like
So-
having sex with her dead corpse.
Yeah.
Right. Jesus. Okay. Why are these guys, what are they in, like a divorce
So
trial
he's
or what
doing-
kind of trial is
It's
this?
a defamation.
Defamation trial. Okay, which makes sense.
$50 million.
And they're
How
just
much?
they're airing
50.
Yeah,
bro,
$50 million.
these guys are airing all their dirty laundry out. Like
Yeah.
you shit on my side of the fucking bed and
No,
blamed
dude,
it on
look,
our
a
fucking
lot of it-
little
a
fucking
lot of it-
dogs.
A lot of it had already been like posted up, like past couple of years. Like they've each released videos or like sound like recordings of each
Right.
other.
That's
like
what
just-
Joe was just saying right now. But
Oh well, my bad.
no, I know. I mean,
Well, if you
I'm
didn't have
just
to go
saying,
fucking take a
you didn't-
shit,
You didn't have to
shit.
leave the podcast right now, but we would.
Dude, she holds shit.
Yeah.
She holds her shit for 10 miles, dude.
Right.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
You're
like,
here.
He's like, could it be me? Y'all be safe.
Okay, so
I just let it go, man.
So Joe stands with Depp on this, whatever that means.
Yeah.
And so Misas stands with Depp too.
Well, I mean, if it was an accident, then okay, I get it. Like shit happens, literally. But come on, like if you know it's gonna happen, or if you do it on purpose and then lie about it and say the dog did it, and the shit's bigger than the dog, like,
Dude,
no.
or even like she would there was a thing that she got caught online that she would carry on her makeup the specific brand of makeup to cover up her shit, right? She's like, nah, I never did that. Or no, yeah, I did do that or whatever, And the company, the brand of makeup came out and was like, that wasn't released till after this shit happened. You're lying. So pretty much Amber, I don't know who.
Wait, so how many times did this happen?
This happened like from like 2012 to like 2016 or something like that.
So
Or
it
13 or
happened
16.
often.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they both got videos on each other being
Fuck that.
an asshole. But for the most part, like her lying about her getting beat up and shit and putting makeup on to make her look like she got her ass
So
kicked.
she would lie about using certain makeup to cover up her physical abuse.
Yeah.
And the makeup company was saying that this product was not
it
out at
till
this time.
after- yeah.
Okay. So this is fucking crazy.
It's
Like even the companies were like, "Fuck you, bitch!
Well,
You fucking lie."
and
okay.
everybody seems to,
What is
love
this?
Johnny Depp.
Like Amber Heard is like, is she anybody like?
she was an
without-
Aquaman, dude.
Aquaman.
She was an okay. So
the
she's
That's
an
the
actor.
only
She's hot,
good
dude.
movie I've ever
She's an
heard.
actress.
She's
Sorry.
a dumb bitch, all right? That's what we call it.
Come shit on my bed anytime.
And look, dude, almost and almost every major brand that
Come shit in my bed.
that sponsored Depp, dude. Everybody cut ties with them except
Depp.
Dior, dude. He's still like the face of the company and still
Because
doing
of her.
modeling.
Because of her.
Yeah,
Well, it's
it's a
because the way that she did it to where like it actually like fucked up his whole career. Like a lot of movies said no. Like he lost a lot of.
He lost the Pirates of the Caribbean.
and that's why it's a defamation case
Yeah.
because he's saying you ruined my image.
Not just that, but he lost like the tip of one of his fingers, right? At
Yeah.
one point.
Yeah, because she cut it off, and she.
What?
she
He
Well, no,
said
the-
that he
She
did it
cut it.
himself.
No,
but
the story was that like his hand was like on top of a counter and she threw
vodka
an empty bottle, a vodka bottle, and like it broke right on his finger
And
like,
it cut
when
him.
it shattered. And
But
it,
she
like,
says he did it to himself.
he said that when you look down, like he could see the bone in his finger.
This has been going on for a minute, dude. But now it's like
Jesus.
they're in the court in Virginia going balls deep
Right.
with this.
Bro, this is a toxic relationship at its finest. Right?
You know what's
Yeah.
crazy is how they're making it so public. Like they have all this shit. Like
No, yeah, you could watch it on TV.
Yeah, but yeah, the
it's
reason
crazy.
it's because normally like any defamation case would be public, but when you have two notable people, that's when it's like
She's not notable. He's
Well,
notable.
okay, well she was notable at one point, Joe.
I've never even seen Aquaman, dude. That bitch can go fuck herself.
Okay.
you know what?
right there, that's fine. Just
I
leave
remember.
that
I
right
remember
there.
her. I remember her in that movie, Zombieland. You guys ever watch Zombieland?
Nope.
Sounds like a trash movie.
That was what she Yeah, she wasn't. on that.
She came out like in the first, maybe like the first 15 minutes. She was like the main guy's like
Oh, the
crush.
girlfriend or whatever.
And she walked in.
Or the
and-
neighbor or something like that?
Okay.
She walked in and then turned into a
So-
zombie later, whatever.
Like I said, Joe standing with Depp. Fuck that bitch.
Fuck that bitch.
Okay.
Fuck that bitch.
Fuck
So
that bitch.
I think
Come
that's
over,
enough-
baby.
I think that's enough of Johnny Depp here.
All right.
Let's get to the
Next
second
one.
topic here.
Speaking of Miss Throw Hands over here, we got
Miss Throw Hands.
Mike
The best
Tyson.
thing I saw.
Mike
It's
Tyson
best.
fucking up this dude that was annoying him. Supposedly he asked for a picture. He got the picture, and he started getting in his ear and like because he
You
was
could
sitting
tell he was
behind
a-
Mike Tyson.
he
He
was
was out of
intoxicated.
it and just getting in Mike's face to the point where Mike was just he was fucking him up, dude.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, but I wish. I don't
Look at this dude.
This-
I
Is
wouldn't
guy?
mind. I wouldn't mind going around telling people that Mike Tyson kicked my ass.
But then he went and bitched like.
Yeah, he
was
went to the
taunting
cops.
him.
He went to the cops and told them that he got punched and everything. But supposedly he has a criminal history of being a dumbass.
I don't think it's illegal to be a dumbass, but this guy, yeah, he makes it look
Look
easy.
at that haircut.
Okay, so hold on. So this is the guy.
Yeah.
This is, I'm assuming, like an old mugshot of his, right?
Yeah.
they're
We has a
getting into-
36-year-old
Right.
Melvin Townsend the third. Like,
And then you know what's funny is this all happened like in the fucking like literally right on top of each other. Like these guys were like in like the same fucking.
No,
like,
like,
his
Mike
seat
Tyson was sitting right behind him.
That's what I'm saying. The,
No, right
the
in front
close
of him.
proximity. Like, well, Mike is always high as
dude,
fuck.
Mike, it was actually on 420, dude. He was on his way to go
Right.
meet up with Ric Flair and Rick Ross.
He was
in
about to go
Miami.
get fucking blown.
He should have gone blown before that.
And instead blew this guy up, dude. Fucking.
I saw
Dude,
that video on Instagram, dude. The guy looks
Yeah,
like
that
he's
guy
a
was
total
so annoying.
douchebag.
Yeah,
Yeah.
super drunk.
Like he looks like he fucking deserved to get his fucking ass handed to him. But my other thing is too is like if Mike Tyson is in front
Dude,
of
he
you,
threw a water bottle at Mike Tyson,
like,
dog.
yeah, if Mike Tyson is in front of you, the first thing you should do is be like, I'm gonna do just anything that's not gonna piss this guy off.
Can I switch seats? Can I
Like,
just get off the
yeah.
flight now?
I would actually like be pissed off. Like, where the fuck were the flight attendants?
Yeah.
Where the fuck was anybody?
In the video,
Right.
you could see the guy sitting next to the guy getting his ass kicked was like, yo, Mike, chill. Who knows if you got fucking...
He probably caught a stray.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
God.
Yeah, I caught a stray from Mike Tyson, bro.
So
JetBlue.
this guy threw a bottle at him. That's defending yourself. I mean, you against Mike Tyson? Come on, man.
So I guarantee, like in a year, we're gonna have a fucking lawsuit from that guy against Mike Tyson.
Nah, they would
Okay,
already.
so-
He's gonna lose. He fucking.
I
started
mean,
it.
yeah,
threw
he
that
might
bottle
not.
at
He
him.
might not win, but I mean, if there's one thing we love in the great United States of America, it's lawsuits.
Read that part right there in
Check it, dude.
2018.
The 36-year-old trespassed and then stole a trailer by hitching it to his pickup truck. His criminal history also includes fraud, grand theft auto, burglary,
Damn.
trafficking in stolen property, and possession of controlled substances, which was for oxys.
Okay,
oh, my
So
guess is
this
no
guy-
one's gonna hear him.
Yeah, this guy.
yeah,
But
the judge is gonna throw that.
This
case.
guy is definitely gonna try to sue, though. Considering he's been fucking charged with fraud, this guy's probably like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna get some money out of this."
It
You
won't
know what I
make it
mean?
anywhere.
What a loser, dude. God damn, that
What a
sucks. And
loser.
it sucks for JetBlue too, because they're taking all this fucking like, why is Mike on JetBlue? What the fuck?
Hey,
Why isn't he first class?
Hey, any publicity is
No, not always.
publicity. Yeah, well, that's
Good publicity.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know,
And no,
man.
that's I've heard it on plenty of shows like Entourage or any shows, or even heard at, celebrities. Any publicity is good publicity. Your name is getting out there. Preferably, and it's bad. It's in a bad way. But Mike didn't do anything bad. He defended himself.
Right. So next time we're
Hey, I
flying
gotta
on
say, Mike
JetBlue,
Tyson
then.
still
I'm
had
not
that
gonna-
uppercut going, bro.
Yeah,
that
dude, I
did
saw
that
him, he was just
motherfucker. Hell
Bro,
yeah.
he can move, right?
Damn.
Okay. Last thoughts on this?
What?
Anything? Any last thoughts?
Would
on
you
it?
fight Mike Tyson?
Like, what would you do in
let
this
me-
situation? You're being pressed by some heckler. Like, are you throwing hands?
I'm throwing hands if that motherfucker's not leaving me alone.
Hey, there you go. And that's exactly why Mike did it.
Okay.
There you
Yep.
go.
I stand with Mike.
Perfect. There you go. I stand with Mike
He
too.
was provoked.
Yeah.
No, he was provoked.
Yeah.
for
You
sure.
throw water. I think that
If
was
you watch the IG videos,
the line he
like,
crossed.
that
yeah.
guy fucking provoked him. Okay, next
Mike was
topic.
just trying to
here.
get high.
Next one, we got this past week, was it on Monday, Tuesday? Wells Fargo bank robber eludes police, dragging in downtown El Paso. Damn.
What do you mean by that?
El Paso police
She's all
on
tapping me on the shoulder.
That was Chris.
EPPE on Tuesday.
She's like, cut it off right now. That's
She's like,
me
we
right
all
there.
know. She's like, we all
I'm
know.
broke.
All right, so
They
go ahead,
continue
Joe.
the search for a man who sparked a large law enforcement mobilization Monday after robbing the Wells Fargo bank in downtown. About 1:15 p.m., the identified man entered the bank and demanded money. The robber fled on foot and was last seen headed west on Texas Avenue towards Mesa.
Hey.
How much money did he
$6.
take? Does it say how much money he took?
It just says
I'll disclose, no?
Yeah, I
It
don't think
was,
they would disclose that, how
nah.
much money they took.
he took $20.
But you know what's funny is like,
Police officials described the robber as heavyset like CP, about 6 feet tall, not like CP, who was wearing a blue face covering and black. I think you have a black hoodie, right?
yeah, I do.
It's the
Hoodie sweater,
interview.
light colored jeans, which he's wearing, and dark colored jacket.
That's all he wears.
Yep.
Yeah, but I'm like you said, I'm not 6 feet or whatever the fuck.
He might be wearing heels.
Yeah.
Hills, okay.
Look at him. There's CP right there.
Bro, you know what's crazy is that the guy got away, dude.
Yeah, dude.
That's
And, like,
crazy.
downtown-
I think that
Downtown?
was a perfect crime, dude. Like
Downtown, if I work downtown, right? So there's Why? Okay, yes, I fucking robbed the
on his
fucking
lunch
bank.
break, and then he stopped at Drax Cheesecake.
Yeah,
That's how we got that new TV, guys.
that's where this TV came from. I got 700 from the fucking Wells Fargo downtown, and we got a fucking TV. Anyways,
He's out of breath and shit.
well,
I know, damn.
No, it was for-
Everybody,
it was
you didn't
for-
even make it out.
no, it
We're
was
just
for
joking.
effect. It was for effect. You know, it's like play on words, theater of the mind. Okay. Anyways, this guy, bro. Like downtown, like I said, I work downtown. There is
1:15.
there is a lot of fucking cops downtown.
Yeah.
That's your
There-
lunchtime.
Bro.
That's your lunchtime. Yeah, it is.
lunchtime.
We have it on
Lunchtime.
proof. You told me it was 1-on-1.
Anyways,
1:15.
there is so many cops downtown. There's cops on foot. There's cops on bikes. There's cops on cars. Like for this guy to get away, he's got wheels.
There's a command
got wheels.
center
He's
near.
got wheels.
Yeah.
There's a command center right next to the jail. That's
Dude, the jail's like 2 blocks away, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. There's cops all over fucking.
Chris has been plotting this since he started working.
And this guy was like, you know what? I bet like they thought this would never happen at this Wells Fargo.
Yeah.
And he came in under
Dude, I'm
their
telling you, it was a
nose,
perfect
skirt.
crime, dude. You know how easy it is to get lost in downtown if you got wheels? You
Yeah.
turn a left and then a
Yep.
right, you're gone.
You know what he
Change your
did?
clothes.
You know what he did? He had one of those scooters that you could rent in downtown.
Damn,
Maybe.
Hell
imagine.
yeah.
Maybe.
That's what he did.
Those are wheels.
The
He had
loser
wheels.
cruiser.
Yeah, there you go.
And then Chris picked him up in the corner over there.
Fuck out of here. Bro, you know what?
Took him to Best Buy
You know
and
what's
bought this
funny
TV.
about this whole thing? Because Joe mentioned my black sweater hoodie that I have.
Look, that's CP, dude.
Right. This old lady that I work with, she's like, I know why you stopped wearing that black sweater to work. I was like, shut up. I was like, I'm not going to let you.
Hey, imagine
do this
like,
to me.
hey, imagine like,
Chris is like, I'm not wearing it because it don't fit no more.
hey, imagine in 6 months, like he does get arrested.
Right. I just get subpoenaed in federal court for like a fucking.
Damn,
Like-
that's gonna be conversing with Joe and Misa.
Yeah.
Hey, your perfect excuse is you're brown, man. Look at that guy.
He's got neck.
Yeah,
He's
I
got
mean, look
neck.
at his guy's black.
Look at his head,
No,
dude.
his hat is black.
No, what does that
There are
have to do
two
with
of
anything?
him.
This is a brown sugar hen.
Look, that camera doesn't look like it's
nah.
Yeah, it's not a
Never
high
mind.
def cam.
No, right
It's
here,
not a
it looks
high
like
def
throwing
cam.
gloves. That can be
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
Yeah, that
that's
is the
true.
gloves. Those black
Okay, but it
gloves have
was-
black gloves on.
Actually, that looks like a woman. Look at it.
Looks what?
That's a dude.
Okay, Blue says this guy looks like a woman somehow.
Is that what you're into, bro?
Breast. Look at the breast on the side.
No, that's not
He's
a breast.
just fat, dude.
Yeah,
at Chris.
I mean, I have breasts. I have breasts. No,
Let me
it's
see
not
those
me.
breastises.
Your titties are bigger than mine.
I think they are. I think they
Jealous.
are. But, yeah. If you drink like 100 of these, it helps. You know what I mean? That's not me. I didn't rob the fucking bank. God damn, I'm gonna get arrested for this.
I stand with PD. I stand with PD.
I stand with El Paso and
I
Wells
stand at
Fargo.
fuck Wells Fargo.
Like,
I'm with the guy in the hoodie.
I stand with Chris.
God damn.
Nah,
You guys-
actually, the only I'm not trying to defend Chris, but the only reason why I know that's not fucking Chris, because fucking Chris is a way bigger ass fucking head than that.
I got a fucking
fucking jack.
Hey, he'd be wearing his fucking Tesla hat.
bro. This hat doesn't even fit anymore. That's how fucking big.
How
my head
does
is.
your head get bigger?
I don't know, dude. It's science.
All right.
Science.
I
No, his
I mean,
top
your
of the
cheeks
head.
get bigger, but how the fuck does your head get bigger?
don't know. I don't know.
It's all that food. It's all that beer going to his
it's
brain.
so much fat that it's like, dude, there's nowhere else to put it.
His brain is growing.
The brain's growing, dude. Hemorrhaging, you know?
You need to go get checked.
Yeah. We do need to go get checked.
Yeah.
And you got to go get checked too.
Misa
Wait,
too.
check for what?
Misa too.
Everything.
I have to
All
go
of
get a
us gotta
vision
get
check and maybe like my fucking heart rate, but this guy needs an STD check. Remember you got an STD just from airdropping him something?
No, my phone got it. I was the receiving one. I don't know about this.
All right.
I don't got insurance right now. What's wrong with you?
Misa's got diabetes.
Nah, actually, I went for like a full blood like work and stuff, and I was thinking like I might have like high blood pressure,
So you're
like
fat.
diabetes or something. And then the doctors were like, "Why the fuck are you here? Like you're good." Like, and I said it to my wife, and my wife just keeps thinking that like
You're lying.
like I'm about to die and shit. Like everything's wrong with me.
Diabetes.
Yeah, like diabetes. And I showed her, and I was like, "I'm good, girl. I'm golden. Give me a beer."
Is that how you really talk to her?
Nah.
I'm good, girl.
I'm golden. Yeah, he
no.
probably does.
Hell no. All right, guys. So let's wrap up this podcast here. But before we do that, we have a this or that segment that we're going to get to with Miss Andrea here. And Mr. Andrea. Sorry.
Wow.
Just kidding.
How about they instead of giving, assuming my gender? And
Yes, I know. I'm
22.
sorry.
You're gonna
bro.
get your ass
Like I
kicked
said,
after
I
this.
do apologize for that.
No, you're gonna get like.
I might get a right hook on the way out.
She's like,
Yes.
identify as a coffee or a.
Can
See,
we-
right now I look like a girl, and then on my driver's license, I look like a little boy because it's all shaved. I have like this dude's haircut.
with the
Yeah.
Can we see that after?
Actually, yeah, it's in my car.
Hey,
Yeah,
can we
yeah.
also get you to punch Chris at the end of it?
Yes.
Because
Choke him out. Choke him out.
I'm
No, I
not
want to
choke
punch.
him out.
I
Can you
want to
choke him
punch
out?
him.
I
Punch
want
him
to
out.
punch.
Punch him.
Blue?
gonna punch Blue.
All right. Okay, we'll get Blue
Yeah, we'll
again.
get
All
Blue
right. All
again.
right. Because I did it last time with the truth.
Kayla.
Oh, Kayla?
The truth.
Oh, she's
We
so
had Kayla in here,
awesome.
too.
She
She's
knocked my
cool.
air out, and we actually did it twice,
'cause the
because
other
this
one was-
motherfucker was
We
recording
filmed the first one on slow-mo.
on some.
That was a good one too.
She
Though.
hits
So-
hard.
So we had to go again. So
Okay.
this time is gonna be Blue.
So real fast, before we do these this or that questions, does anybody know what fucking time it is?
time
You have the time?
Anybody
time
got
is
the
it?
time?
It's 9:24.
No, it's not.
that's
Actually, it is time for the This or That segment here at Conversing with Chris
She's
and
like,
Misa, the
what the fuck's going
podcast,
on?
hosted by your boy Chris Marcus.
All right, guys. I think I have about 10 this or that questions. I'm gonna do this rapid fire. So, Miss Andrea, these are just random questions, and they're simple. It's either this or that, and we do this to kind of get to know you a little bit better. So, are you ready for this?
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
No.
No, I'm not. Okay, so the first one, Misa, let's go. Let's get some music here. Okay. Would you rather have woken up and having mastered the language of any language in the world? You could have mastered that language, or would you be able to wake up and master any musical instrument? Which one would you rather do?
Language.
Language? Okay, that's a good one. I like that
That's a
one.
good question, dude.
Dude,
That's a
imagine
really-
being able to talk to anybody in the world.
yeah.
Like,
Right?
that's fucking
dope.
like, that's crazy.
I only say
Okay.
that because I'm a fighter.
Okay. So, question number 2. Would you rather browse TikTok or browse Instagram?
TikTok.
Hey.
TikTok?
Hell yeah. You want to know
Why?
all kinds of cool things you find on there?
Yeah.
Are you like a TikToker?
I actually just started TikToking.
You just started TikToking?
But
Okay.
seeing the videos is amazing, man.
Is it like, what do you like about TikTok? Because I'm not on TikTok.
You learn it.
I'm on
You
TikTok.
learn a lot
He's
of
on
shit.
TikTok.
It's
but
like Instagram. It's just a feed of videos on videos.
It's not even like anything that's on TikTok is on Instagram because
Right.
they just put it back
Right,
on
they
there.
just reposted.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but the cool thing about TikTok is like you can absolutely find anything, like all, and it follows like an algorithm, and so it's
Right.
super cool. So all I see is like clicking stuff. I see scary stuff, and that's pretty much my feed.
Okay.
And
Real
maybe
dude,
kitties.
mine's cooking, girls dancing, cars, and soccer.
Hey, that's funny. I don't remember asking Joe that. That's fucking weird. I don't remember asking him a goddamn question.
More music here.
Yeah, anyways.
Okay, so would you rather wear only white clothes or only black clothes?
Black.
Hey.
Black? Just,
Yeah.
That was fast.
She's like,
I don't wear anything white. I wear dark colors all the time.
I see white on
Okay.
you.
I
right?
see
This
white.
doesn't
White.
count. This
I mean, your
doesn't
jacket
count.
is
You're
literally
wearing
white
it.
right
You're
now.
wearing
This can be cleaned. A white shirt cannot be cleaned. It's like dark like my soul.
oh.
You know what's crazy is that Blue loves wearing black, but he's sad because he's white himself.
Forever sad.
All right, next question here. Would you rather live 1,000 years or live 100 years 10 times?
What the fuck?
It's kind of like the same thing. I
Yeah,
get
It is,
dumbass.
right?
Do I get different lives? in
Yes.
these- Okay,
Yeah,
then
yeah,
I'd
yeah.
rather do that.
So you'll have the same life for 1,000 years, or you can live 10 different lives for 100 years.
No,
each.
10 different lives.
That one? Yeah, that one sounds a lot better. Imagine.
The other one that sounds
But what
like
if you get a
horrible.
shitty life?
The first
Well,
line.
Do
yeah,
I
but
get to stay young for a certain point? Like year 500,
Well-
I start aging. I'm middle aged.
well, I mean,
Or do
no,
I
you
just
just
prune
grow.
up?
Yeah, you just like continuously grow old as fuck.
So I just
Wait,
prune
wait.
up
So
and
then,
I'll
like-
just be shriveled.
Right, right.
Hell no.
That or you're like 10 years old for 50 years or something.
Oh, see, I can do something like that. That would be super cool.
But then that sucks.
it's just like
Because then you'd be like a toddler for 25 years and shit.
you didn't get specific.
Well, I mean,
Right? Get your shit together, Chris.
This or that
She just
segment.
talked about it.
The question wasn't specific, but I mean, I think being able to live life 10 different times with the max 100 years each, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, but what if
No,
you
I'd
have,
rather be like 9 or like forever or like.
So you rather be like 9 years old forever?
No, but that sucks because then like
That would suck.
you
Can't
like
do shit.
you mentally grow but not physically,
yeah,
right?
and I'm like super cute and, and then I can go rob banks.
hey,
As a 9-year-old. Okay, great. Next question here. Give us some more music. Miss Andrea, would you rather have a small head or a small body?
Small body.
She already has it, dude.
All right. Next.
wait, that's Chris. That. What do you rather have?
I wish my head was smaller.
It is small.
Oh no,
No,
it ain't.
it's fucking. It's a
Well,
dome.
compared to his fucking body, bro. She's fucking.
I don't know what's bigger, his head or his fucking body.
The body.
Them titties.
I mean,
titty.
the head is one titty for sure. I would say.
No, I don't know.
No, I don't know about that.
Well, he looks at it like he's
Is it like a double D dog?
Okay, so next one. This one's real fast. Android or iOS?
iOS.
Hey,
Okay. Yeah, she's an iOS gang. I mean,
he's
this
got a
is-
flip phone, no?
Blue's over here actively using a fucking flip phone.
Not
still.
anymore, right?
Let me see. Let me see the plug.
No, no.
You the plug?
Just like a week.
Are you the
He's
plug?
the plug. He's the plug.
He's a plug for cold beers.
He has a fucking Motorola.
Mortorola's still
still
around.
alive?
Trash. It's like having a BlackBerry.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey,
what
those
the
are
fuck
cool,
is
right?
that? All right, I got two more here. A little bit more music here. Two more. We'll wrap this up. Would you rather fight a wolf with your bare hands or fight a large bear with a sword?
A large bear with a sword.
Really? Even though you got hands? Like,
You want to know what? I don't. I,
you
just, I
ready?
hope my,
Or you just
I hope
wanna
my
use the
best friend
sword?
is watching this because I call him Bear, and he's always saying I'm trying to like make a rug out of him, and so he knows right now. So I'm picking the sword to kill him.
okay, last
For
one.
grabbing my ass, motherfucker. I still
That's
remember.
another friend. Last one, and because you're a runner, this is the last question here. Would you rather be able to run 100 miles per hour or fly at 10 miles per hour?
Oh no, run!
Run at 100?
Run.
Damn. Where
I don't
would you
like.
run
I don't
though?
like the heights. Everywhere.
You don't like heights? Like you
No.
scared of flying?
Yeah.
I'm scared of heights too. I'm a bitch. when
Dude,
it
you
comes
get
to
high
heights.
all the time.
Well, I like to get high, but I don't like to actually be like.
You're just a bitch overall, Chris.
And like, I don't like my altitude to physically change.
Just a mental.
You don't like to see
Right.
that you're about to fall and die?
No,
Right,
but
exactly.
there is times where like he'll smoke a lot of that CBD and then he'll be like, "Yo, bro, me so I'm scared. I'm too high right now. Like, hold my hand."
I just have to remember I'm on the ground. And
You feel like you're falling 100 times.
Oh, yeah, for real.
bro.
For real. Okay, so guys, that was our this or that segment there. We hadn't done that one in a while. We've been on the questions.
We haven't done
but
a lot of this in a while. It's
This-
been 2 weeks.
It's been, well, yeah, we had John Teicher in here last time. Shout out to the Teich
Yeah,
man.
Mr. Tyshawn.
Shout out to that guy.
That
John
was a
Taffer.
great. John, we used to call him John Teicher.
You're a fucking
John
idiot.
Taffer to his face.
And he even caught it too. He's like, "Oh, you're feeling those beers,
Yeah,
huh?"
and then Teicher called him out and said, "Yeah, you had one too many Budweisers, you fucking loser."
What a fucking loser.
You know what I like though? That I did it like when it was like during our break. I was
Right.
still recording, but thank God it wasn't during our break
Yeah,
because
you're
it didn't come
fucking
out. In
And
the,
dude, we look at each other and we're like,
Yeah, you guys, like.
Hey, but he called
we
you Christopher. He called you Chris.
No, he called me Christian.
Christian. He called you
Anyways,
Christian.
Chris,
And
Christopher, Christian.
Chris is Catholic, so
Yeah.
that's crazy.
"You're an idiot."
Anyways, guys, let's wrap up this podcast
Yes,
here.
sir.
We're at 103 minutes, or an hour and 3 minutes. Sorry.
103.
God damn.
Damn, that's a long
We
podcast.
got carried away.
Yeah, this is probably one of our longest
So
longest
I think
ones.
what we should do now, guys, is let's go around the studio here, give our final thoughts on today's episode before we wrap this up. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's start with Joe here.
Thank you so much, Miss Andrea, for coming and giving us some time off your busy schedule. I wish you nothing but the best in your future. You're going to have an amazing future in the MMA world. Once you go to Bellator, wherever you choose to take your career, I hope you never forget about us. Come back and give us a...
Forget about you.
Thank you for coming here and talking it up with us and getting
She said, "Forget about fucking Joe."
no, fuck that guy. But I
Guy
like
likes to lick buttholes over here.
hey,
He's the
nothing wrong
double
with
ass
it.
eater.
Nah, but not her.
ass liquor.
No, but thank you for being here, you guys. I missed you guys. I live across the street, Chris, but I feel like I saw you this morning actually, but
Yeah, I was running late. I had
yeah,
to go.
Dude, I looked at Chris and he was all
See
like,
ya. I'm
Misa,
out.
it was nice to see you guys again. Feel like it was more than 2 weeks for sure, man.
Yeah.
Glad to be here.
Happy Easter, Joe. Happy
Easter.
420.
Hey.
You fucking loser. Okay, Misa, final thoughts today. Blew with the slow clap. I appreciate you, by the way.
No,
The hype
Miss Piggy, I gotta say. No,
that squeal's so good.
I love it. I gotta say, like your story actually, it's very motivating. I gotta give you props, even though you're younger than me. I gotta say I do look up to you, especially
You mean
like the
down,
way
right?
the way you carry yourself. I love it. That being said, I think you're so strong mentally, physically. I've seen your fights, and I just gotta say, I wish you the best of success. You're gonna do very well for sure. I'm glad that we're the first one to interview you. You're gonna go through this a lot for sure. As your career goes on, there's gonna be a lot of people that want to know who you are. So, Chris, I'm glad that we fucking did this. Glad that we got her in. Appreciate you so much. Everybody listening, I know you guys are watching. Make sure you guys are following, subscribing. You guys make sure to stay safe and stay fresh.
Miss Andrea, final thoughts on today's podcast.
Oh, well, thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate you guys.
I thought she said no, thank you.
Better. It was a much better use of my Fridays. Usually I'm in like my little PJs. So this is fun. This was more fun than being in my PJs. I would say that I can tolerate you guys, so that's a good thing.
Wow.
Even Chris?
Even Chris.
Yeah, especially Joe.
Especially Joe.
Jesus. That's Joe. Baby.
Yeah, I know. That's Joe. Okay.
Oh, remember I said I would forget you.
Right. Oh! Okay, good. Joe, good. Wow, that was smart.
Wow.
I like that. Okay.
Or that was a perfect save.
Yeah.
So, any other final thoughts, last words?
No, thank you guys. Thank you so much. It was super fun to be here, and I hope to be on here soon.
Let's do this. We are forever extending the round 2 invitation. Whenever you'd like to come back, you can definitely hit us up. We can make that happen for sure. My final thoughts, guys, on today's podcast. Joe, thank you again for showing up. You're a funny guy, man. That's all you got to say. You talk too much, but you're a funny guy. Mr. Misael, shout outs to you again, brother. Thank you for wearing that bandana oh so tight.
Super tight,
and,
brother.
Blue, shout out to you. Holding down the beer and making sure everything is going correctly. And Miss Andrea, thank you for showing up today and comparing me to a pig. We really enjoyed that. I think everybody will get a crack out of it.
It's been a known fact.
But no, for real, like shout out, like Misa said, like you have a very bright future ahead. Thank you for responding to his request to be here today.
Yeah.
And we had a really good time. It was cool that you were like super friendly and started like fucking making fun of us. I really do enjoy that. It makes the conversation a lot easier to have.
There's no awkwardness.
Thank you for bringing.
It's like we're talking to a friend.
Right. Thank you for bringing some
it.
personality and some jokes, and we really do appreciate it. We wish you the best, guys. With all that being said, Conversing with Chris and Misa, the podcast, episode 121, featuring Miss Andrea Amaro. Make sure you guys are following us on Facebook, liking us on Instagram, subscribing to our YouTube channel, Apple Podcasts. Leave a rating and a review. With all that being said, guys, we are
Bing bong.
out. Squeal.
Bitch, I get you tapered like a new fresh haircut. Put it in ignition, now a nigga got his keys stuck. Zanny got amnesia, hoes down, G's up, bitch. Ooh, hit me back with the Addy, where you stay, baby. Yeah, I've been thinking about you like every day.